same time, if anybody attacks him, he believes in retaliating if it costs him his life. And it is good for white people to know this. Because if white people get the impression that Negroes all endorse this old turn the other cheek cowardly philosophy of Dr. Martin Luther King, then the whites are going to make the mistake of putting their hands on some black man thinking that he's going to turn the other cheek and he'll end up losing his hand and losing his life in the trial. So it is always better to let someone know where you stand. And there are a large number of black people in this country who don't endorse anything of what Dr. Martin Luther King and these other 20th century religious Uncle Toms are putting in front of the public eye to make it look like this is the way, this is the behavior, or this is the thought pattern of most of our people. Also, this new type, you'll find, he doesn't look upon it as being any honor to be in America. He knows he didn't come here on the Mayflower. He knows he was brought here in a slave ship. But this 20th century Uncle Tom, he'll stand up in your face and tell you about when his fathers landed on Plymouth Rock. His father never landed on Plymouth Rock. The rock was dropped on him, but it wasn't dropped on him. So this type doesn't make any apology for being in America, nor does he make any apology for the problem his presence in America presents for Uncle Sam. He knows he was brought here in chains, and he knows he was brought here against his will. He knows that the problem itself was created by the white man, and that it was created because the white man brought us here in chains against our will. It was a crime. And the one who committed that crime is the criminal today who should pay for the crime that was committed. You don't put the crime in jail. You put the criminal in jail. And kidnapping is a crime. Slavery is a crime. Lynching is a crime. And the presence of 20 million black people in America against their will is a living witness or living testimony of the crime that Uncle Sam committed. Your forefathers committed when our people were brought here in chains. And the reason the problem can't be solved today is you try and dress it up and doctor it up and make it look like a favor was done to the black man by having brought the black man here. But when you realize that it was a crime that was committed, then you approach the solution to that problem in a different light, and then you can probably solve it. And as long as you think Negroes are running around here of the opinion that you're doing them a favor by letting them have some of this and letting them have some of that, well, naturally, every time you give a little bit more justice or freedom to the black man, you stick out your chest and say, see, we're solving the problem. You're not doing the black man any favor. If you stick a knife in my back, if you pull it in 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, you haven't done me any favor. If you pull it all the way out, you haven't done me any favor. And this is what you have to realize. If you put a man in jail against his will, illegally, he's not guilty, you frame him up. And then because he resents what you've done to him, you put him in solitary confinement to break his spirit. After his spirit is broken, you let him out a little bit and give him the general run of the prison, you haven't done him any favor. If you let him out of prison completely, you haven't done him any favor because you're putting him in there unjustly and illegally in the first place. Now you have 20 million black people in this country who were brought here and put in a political, economic, and mental prison. This was done by Uncle Sam. And today you don't realize what a crime your forefathers have committed. And you think that when you open the door a few cracks and give this little integration of intoxicated Negro a chance to run around in the prison yard, that's all he's doing, that you're doing him a favor. But as long as he has to look up to someone who doesn't represent him and who doesn't speak for him, that person only represents the warden. It doesn't represent some kind of president or mayor or governor or senator or congressman or anything else. So this new type, the fact has to be faced that he exists, especially since he's in the house. And he didn't come here against his will, so you have to take the blame for his being here. And once you take the blame, then it's easier for you to approach the problem more sensibly and try and get a solution. And the solution can never be based upon hypocrisy. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says that this solution has to be based upon reality. Tokenism is hypocrisy. One little student in the University of Mississippi, that's hypocrisy. A handful of students in Little Rock, Arkansas, is hypocrisy. A couple students going to school in Georgia is hypocrisy. Integration in America is hypocrisy in the rawest form, and the whole world can see it. All this little tokenism that is dangled in front of the Negro, and then he said, see what we're doing for you, Tom. Why, the whole world can see that this is nothing but hypocrisy, and all you do is make your image worse. You don't make it better. So
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. What's going on, Erica? I appreciate you coming through. Um, there's a couple things that I want to touch on, and for me, like I'm gonna be real, today is like my weekend. I know it's y'all like, y'all be at work today, but while I had time, I just wanted to touch on a couple things and then just address some of the weaknesses, like which I think is the biggest threat to us as Black people, and y'all know what that is. And like I said, I ain't gonna be on here late or long or whatever. So, but if you want to jump on here, just let me know, put it in the chat or whatever, and I'll drop the link. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna just show something before I really show the things I want to show, because I don't know if y'all saw what happened, and this kind of um you know is a part of it. But so yeah, I don't know if y'all saw what happened in Nashville with the Nashville. They had a school shooting, and it was done by I guess a white bitch. You know what I'm saying? Who knows these days, right? But yeah, so check this out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play this while I give people time to come in.
President Biden addressed the school shooting, calling it sick and heartbreaking, and that congressional leaders must do more to prevent gun violence. Nashville police say identified the 28-year-old female suspect. They know her home address in Nashville. They're also looking for more clues at that location for a possible motive in this case. Emergency sirens echoed in the background as police and first responders raced to the scene of this deadly school shooting in Nashville, Tennessee. A 28-year-old female suspect, the motive unclear, allegedly walked into the Covenant School, a Presbyterian school with about 200 students from preschool through sixth grade, and began firing at the victims. Officials confirmed she entered the school through a side entrance and walked from the first floor to the second floor and opened fire. This Nashville police spokesperson detailed what happened next.
They heard shots coming from the second level. They immediately went to the gunfire. When the officers got to the second level, they saw a shooter, a female, who was firing.
Moments later, after authorities say that suspect shot several victims,
The officers engaged her. She was fatally shot by responding police officers.
investigators say that suspect killed 3 students and 3 adults inside the private school. It's still unclear if anyone else was injured in the attack. School leaders and police.
Yeah, she killed a couple 9-year-olds, and this is European history. It's European violence, white on white crime. But it is, yeah, this white bitch went in there and you know.
Officers rushed shaken students to nearby buses outside the school. Some kids reunited with their frightened parents. This deadly shooting comes as communities across the U.S. are still recovering from a string of school violence, including last year's mass shooting at an elementary school in Texas, and most recently last week's shooting in Denver, where gunmen wounded 2 administrators. President Biden speaking out today on the need for tougher gun laws. He's also urging Congress to act to quickly pass legislation for the assault weapons ban.
we have
Right. So and there's a thing right here. So like when people say, you might want to get the things that you need, and this is include weapons, you know what I'm saying? There was a time they had like, oh, it was an ammunition shortage and it was this and this, because you don't want to wait for the time where everybody is looking for the same thing, right? And then you already know, like, whether it's banned or not, people is gonna have automatic assault rifles, you know what I'm saying? Um, but I just want you to see, like, so that, like, you already know at some point, right, to make any kind of transition into anything, you're going to have to de-arm as many people as you can, right? So there's probably going to be something in the near future, especially every time, like, my brother MD2 points it out, like it goes hand in hand with their economy. You have the crimes in there. It's just a cycle kind of thing when it comes to this,
to do more to stop gun violence. It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation, ripping at the very soul of the nation. And we have to do more to protect our schools so they aren't turned into prisons.
Yeah, just keep it as a pipeline. We don't want to make it the actual prison. Just keep it as the pipeline to the prison. All right, so I'm gonna show you the person, if I can use that word, person, the entity, the living thing or whatever. What's going on, Lightbearer?
How chilly it's about to feel. Right now at 6, we are staying on top of that breaking news in Nashville, Tennessee, where 3 children and 3 adults are dead after a school shooting. Thank you for joining us. I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Deborah Morgan. We want to get you caught up on the newest information at this hour out of Nashville. In the last 30 minutes, police announced the person who pulled the trigger had maps of the school, including entrances and exits. Officers confirmed the suspect, 3 adults.
In Nashville from the WRL.
Oh, my bad.
In school, you can see on
Audrey Hale, a former student, identifies as transgender, and that's key to this investigation, they say, as a possible motive. And we'll get to that in just a moment. These are the names of the victims here. Police confirming the names and the ages, and one of those who was shot and killed, Catherine Kuntz, right here, was the head.
All right. All right. So let me play this other one. That's the wrong one. I think that's the right one.
Karen, the shooter, was 28 years old and a former.
I just wanted y'all to see this person or thing, entity, whatever it was, right? I think it was a white bitch who called herself a dude, and it has something to do with a whole Christian school. So check it out.
Student at Covenant School, a small Presbyterian church elementary school in Nashville. Audrey Hale, now identified by police as the person who shot through a locked door to get into the school about 10:30 this morning. A 5-officer team went straight to the gunfire on the 2nd floor here at Covenant School and killed the intruder, who was armed with an AR-style rifle, an assault-style pistol, and a handgun. At least 2 of them legally obtained, according to authorities. Even though it appears to have been a rapid police response, 3 adults and 3 children were killed before officers could end the incident. The children, a pair of 9-year-olds and 1 child turning 9, and among the adults, a janitor, a substitute teacher, and the head of the school, 60-year-old Catherine Kuntz. Police say they found a horrific crime scene.
We know and believe that entry was gained through shooting through one of the doors, is how they actually got into the school.
But as today's shooting in Nashville, Tennessee demonstrates, there is more work to be done.
All right, so they right on that gun ban
this
thing.
daily
again.
occurrence in America is unconscionable.
In Washington, this latest school mass shooting reverberating to the Senate floor. Illinois Senator Dick Durbin.
We need to pass more reform to keep guns out of.
Shooter, 28-year-old Audrey Hale, dead. Tonight, investigators converge on the home where the graphic artist lived. They have found evidence that the attacker cased.
Right, that's what I'm saying, Erica. And I don't even think a black person was there. It sounds like this is kind of a place where it ain't no black people at anyway. That's what I'm saying.
The school and had maps of the layout. A planned attack, they say, was executed about 10:30 this morning.
Let us love each other and support each other and hug each other and pray for each other.
Investigators tonight going through the shooter's digital footprint, including a now removed Facebook post in which Hale wrote of binging on video games. Hale's mother telling ABC she lost her daughter today, saying it's very, very difficult right now, asking for privacy, then hanging up the phone. A neighbor telling ABC News Hale lived at the family's home and was, quote, very religious.
All right. What's going on, Bakari? And look, I'm gonna be real with you. As long as no black people was killed, which I don't think so, right? She was probably following like the words of Khalid Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? Like, or not, you know what I'm saying? If you know what I mean, you know. And I would say that white on white crime is not my problem. So, but if you are looking for an ally, you know what I'm saying, this is, you know what I'm saying, something that you may want to. But like, yo, that's another thing with this whole, she was super religious and she thought she was a dude. I don't know if it was a dude. Like, I'm pretty sure it looked like a white bitch, a crazy white bitch, right? So, and they trying to say it play into this Christian school and all of this stuff that go on. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I'm good. All right, so yeah, what's going on, y'all? And like I said, if y'all want to come on here, I'll let you come on here. If not, I'm gonna go through it and get up off here. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just let me know in the chat if you want me to drop the link. I'm gonna talk about what I do want to talk about though. And I'm sorry, you know me, if you go back to the beginning, I'd be like, yo, the most dangerous thing is the white bitch. And I don't see nobody with the same kind of smoke for them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do talk about it, right? So look, check this out, right? And I will start with this one. We'll start with this one with the white dude with the sister, you know what I'm saying? So he was on there making jokes and stuff because he got a black wife, right?
Hey, babe.
Yeah, baby.
What's up, my nigga?
No. What we gonna say?
Let me see. And he was like, yeah, what's up, man? Whatever. Man, see, it's like, yo, it's messing it up. That's why I don't like playing their videos like this, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really be trying to put them in it. So yeah, me loving on my black wife. My ancestors, like, you know, how much, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just wanted to play that, you know, just because what I'm going to talk about is, you know, the most dangerous part of it, the white bitch, you know what I'm saying? Now, listen to this brother here in this video.
Oh, your family's here. Go stand with your family. Stand with them. That's your people.
I'm not going to lie. I got second hand.
My bad.
Let me play their video.
Oh, your family's here. Go stand with your family. Stand with them.
Listen to this brother. His brothers laugh like damn, brother. Like, yo, it's okay. And I don't know what's going on with black men. And I'm gonna play this because let me play this first, like, bro, and then because like, yo, Erica sent me this joint, and I don't know why this. You know, I never talked about this white bitch before. You know, I like to talk about white bitches, but you know, she's like so irrelevant. But like, yo, black men and black people, black women, like put these on a pedestal that I do not understand what the hell is going on, and then you get shocked by what is going on, right? So let me play some of this video here that Erica sent me.
Pearl, you f***ed up. You knowingly.
Now they dubbed this white bitch, you know what I'm saying, the king of the black. They trying to be funny, the woman king of the black manosphere. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like some people that do come around, what's going on? What's going on? You got ripped off? Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like they was trying to be funny and be like, oh, she was and they dubbed her the woman king and all this stuff. And so much black people support her and donate and give her stuff, you know what I'm saying, and all of this stuff. But now all of a sudden they're surprised because they realize in 2023 they're still the same.
Invited a white supremacist and a self-proclaimed racist onto a platform which is primarily supported by, at least initially, and produced by black people. But your up was to not only not defend the people who helped create the content on your platform, but I think that.
All right, hold on. All right, let me just finish. It's only gonna be like
what Jason Black is talking about
And what I'm dealing with is what Just Pearly Things did say. Now, it's true. She does hire black people. She has given brothers and sisters out there in Black London an opportunity that they probably wouldn't have had. Shout outs to her, right? But just because you do that, it doesn't give you the right to say the things that she said. That's what Jason Black is coming out with.
This whole man is... All right, so I'm gonna stop it right there. Okay. Now, all right, now look, I'm gonna put the link in the chat, right? But we can't do no yeah, I know. I don't know who MTR is. But all right, look, I'm gonna put the link in the chat, right? But like y'all don't come on here being long-winded and stuff like this, because I'm not gonna because I ain't trying to be on here like hours today, you know what I'm saying? And so, and if you're gonna catch feelings, then you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you know already. And yeah, exactly, Erica. But yeah, she's dubbed a lot of the leaders, and he probably follow. I don't know about him, but some other people, you know what I'm saying, that some of us know, understand this person, probably even supports and watches them talking about it. But yo, it's the whole thing to letting other people into your area, you know what I'm saying? So, and there's a lot more, and there's more stuff that I'm going to show, because I ain't gonna get stuck on this topic here, because I ain't trying to show this lady here, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this white bitch here. I'm sorry, not opposite of lady. Yo, what's going on, Light Bear?
Hey, the forecast. How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Yeah. Glad to see that you're live today.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yo, what's going on, First Rifleman?
Hi, First Rifleman. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, like Bear?
Oh, well, thank you.
All right, go ahead, First Rifleman.
Somebody needs to take off their YouTube. The main thing.
Hey, Light Bearer, mute your mic real quick, and then let him go.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah. Just mute while he talking, and then like, you know what I'm saying, whatever. All right, go ahead, First Rifleman.
All right, that sounds better. Look, my main thing about this whole manosphere garbage, I'll start from the first point. She was never dubbed the leader of the Black manosphere. That was thrust upon the Black manosphere. She had proximity, but she's more white manosphere. Most of her fans and donators are white men. That's her demographic. She is in London, where they have a lot of Africans. She sleeps with Black men. I mean, and the thing about it is, and then on to the second point. Her having on Nick Fuentes, for one, she has a right. They have a right to say whatever they want to say, because they have freedom of speech. That's one. We don't have to like it. We can say they're despicable people. They can be despicable people. That's fine. But for the main point, everybody has freedom of speech. So that's number one. And with that too is she is, and other people, Black people have said this. She's very young. She's 26. She doesn't know the struggle of Black Americans like most white people don't know. They don't know the intricacies. They don't know what offends us, what doesn't offend us. Okay. And my thing is, why are we so perpetually offended over some white woman? Okay. Is it because, well, I know I'll say it before I end my what I've been saying, but it's just like we get offended over somebody that doesn't matter in our everyday lives. Like Just Pearly Things, most Black people don't know who she is. She don't have any impact on our lives, nothing. So I just don't really understand why people are, oh, well, it's really just to bash people like me. That's really what they're using her for. But it's just, at the end of the day, I just don't understand the big hubbub over, like, white people are inherently racist, say racist shit all the time, right? So why is this even important? Is it a slow news day? And the last thing I'm gonna say is I have been in the manosphere a long time, like 10 years. And when I say in it, like looking at what they're saying and all that stuff, I only rock with a couple of people in the manosphere, but the main thing is it's a decentralized movement to where you have all different types of people in there that can go in there and claim their manosphere and all that stuff. So like I said, people that are pro-blacks and all those people are thrusting characters like just pearly things on us and saying we dubbed her woman king because people have interviewed her and they agree with her talking points. Remember, she's just regurgitating white manosphere talking points. So, and also too, most of her message is actually conducive to black people building families together. So she doesn't tell people to swirl. She actually tells, take care of your kids, don't have kids out of wedlock, simple stuff that black folks should be doing. So I just don't understand the big deal, but I understand people want to be offended.
Okay. All right. And yo, man, before I pass it to Bakari, real, it's just yes or no. Like, do you watch her or listen to her? First Rifle.
Loaded question. That's a loaded question.
Do you watch her or listen to her? I don't.
That's a loaded question because it's just like if you ask me, like, do you watch Hitler? Like I've researched the speech,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean I consume. Well, I'm just saying I've known of her for at least a year. But I don't consume her content. I think I am subscribed to her channel, but I only subscribe because she was with people like Obsidian, which people in the black community hate, stuff like that. So it's really her proximity to him and Bernard Riley is why I'm that familiar with her. But I don't watch her stuff like every single day, like all those talks she has. I don't watch none of that. I don't have time for that. I'm here with y'all, with black people arguing and getting argued with. So like that's where I spend the majority of my time.
Right, that's all I was asking, bro. Just like that's all right. So what up, Bakari?
What's up, man? What's up? You done healed up from last night, man. I see you got ripped off down there. He done healed up. What's going on, man? What's going on, Light Bear?
Hey, Bakari. Hey, brother Bakari. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm doing well. I'm good.
He say he wiped Obsidian, whatever the hell his name is.
I don't know nothing about them, any of them. Obsidian. I just a long time ago, he was following the same person I was following, but then I guess he went off and did some other things, and I don't get into that group of people at all. I don't get into that women talking about women talking about men and all that mess. I got bigger fish to fry. Like getting our people together and getting our minds together and getting our souls together and getting ourselves together. Instead to worry about, what white people are doing, white people, in our minds, allowing them to have space, allowing them to have space that we don't even have. We got to take back from them, and there's ways to take back from them. It's taking back our sanity, our minds, and realizing how great we are as a people in building, because they're doing that. They're building. They squashed us and did what they did, and now they've gone on and building them for themselves. But the whole thing is the domino effect. The domino effect falls back, and it's part of nature, and it falls back and it smacks them right in their face in their lives as they're trying to move on because of what they've done. But no dirty deed goes on how you say it, Bakari. No dirty deed goes I
don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
No bad deed goes unpunished.
Right. Well, unrewarded. I'm gonna say rewarded because you get rewarded for what every action gets an action back, and whatever you do, you want to do, whether it's good or bad, you want to make sure that you do good in whatever you do, for people. Because those things, it's true what nature does. It falls right back, and it's like I said, the domino effect is real. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see how, if you take the time and look at the world around us, you see it plain as day.
All right. Okay. So Bakari, you wanted to say something before I say?
Yeah, that's through Obsidian. I heard of him through Omawale Africa. I saw a debate, and the reason they were debating, and Omawale Africa had to put him in his place. First of all, he'll hurry up and tell you he ain't pro-black. That's one. But then with this white girl, he was sitting on a panel with that white girl, just whatever the hell her name, I ain't even her name, co-signing her while she was talking down on black women. And I think I did a show, but I'll go find it. And I'll find that clip. It was about 20 minutes long, and they were just showing the part. And that's what it was. So anybody that's rocking with our city and who say it loud, he don't know why anybody is pro-black. You have to look at them a little side eye, because he hurry up and let you know he ain't pro-black, and being pro-black, it as if something is wrong with being pro-black, and they don't care about that woman coming over there saying what they're saying, and now she crapping on them for her people. And I don't know how Rifle can say we don't nobody need that white girl to come in to tell stop having kids out of wedlock. That's not her place. She need to be concerned about her people. That's not her place to tell us nothing. And that's what I wanted to say.
But like I said, Bakari, that what goes around comes around, and you know, people action. They don't have the knowledge to understand that every action that they do in return, something's going to come back to you. That's how it goes. That's just the facts of nature. And I just let nature do its course with these people.
Right.
That's all we can do. But what else was I was going to try to say? I was trying to say something else. I forgot. Go ahead.
All right. So look, because Bakari the only one that actually, touched it. Because there's a reason why I never mentioned this white bitch, because that stuff happened months and months ago. Because I don't care about this white bitch. But this keep coming back up with black men that I'm seeing that keep talking about this white bitch over and over. Why in the hell is black men arguing about this bitch? And when I say, and that's what I'm talking about, the black men who love and appreciate and put these white bitches up on the pedestal, thinking that they're not, because I'm not even talking about you. When you getting this so irritated, you think I'm talking about you. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. Every time I say nothing about white bitches, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Every time I say something about white bitches, there is somebody who get offended.
No, I just disagree. I just disagree with what you're saying, but go ahead, sir.
Okay. Well, and so let me, because like
I want to know what
I
he disagrees with.
Well, okay, because I don't want to be stuck on this, because this was not supposed to be the topic I was get stuck on, because I don't want to talk about this white bitch, but it's the black men and you thinking that she's something different, and now all of a sudden those same black men who was on like, oh, she's so great, now they were talking about canceling her. Everybody that's so offended now, the black manosphere dudes like, oh, look at what she's saying about slavery and racism and all. Like, you just said that she's here to talk about, oh, don't break up families, but now you're mad because of what she said. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my issue. What is and white bitches, it's always been black men's weakness. And I ain't gonna lie about that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to get over that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people say the shysters, and I don't disagree, but white bitches is definitely the most dangerous thing to black people that's ever existed. Look at the body count. You know what I'm saying? But okay, all right. So I'll let you say what you disagree, but I'm gonna go on because I don't want to get stuck on this one. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Now I'll hop off after this and I'll watch the rest of the stream. It's just you kind of touched on some of that. Actually, I agree with some of what you said, where the same black men, that are in the black manosphere that are all just like, yeah, go Pearly. And as soon as she says something they don't like, she's all like, racism. And that's just, and the thing about it, they were actually never black manosphere. They were just pro-blacks that want women to be put in their place. That's really who those guys are. Me, the reason why I'm in the black manosphere is because I recognize in America, black men are up against the wall and we're not united enough to where I can actually tell every single young black boy that I can't tell them to take my path as like go, getting with other black people, building wealth, going back to Africa, stuff like that. Some of them, they want to go other places or they don't have the same life experiences I have. So I don't think it's going to help me just trying to beat them over the head with the pro-black stuff saying, if you don't marry a black woman, you're the worst, or you're not black or whatever. I don't do that. Obsidian, the reason why he says he's not pro-black is because Obsidian is from Philly, PA. This man has seen Black America in its heights, in its lows. Okay, it comes from a good family. and he knows black people very well. And what he does is put out truths about us and our, because he goes at black men just as much as he goes at black women. It's just that they like to highlight him, quote unquote, bashing black women because he criticized. And that's another thing. When people say somebody's bashing black women, it's hard for me to believe them 100% because nowadays people equate criticism with bashing. So you can't take people's word for it when they say it was bashing black women. And it's just like, and you look at what the person says, like, no, that's not really bashing, that's criticism. So that's another thing, is he knows that inherently, if he forces every single young black man to the black community, some of them are going to get chewed up and split the hell out. So that's why he advocates going to where you're wanted or where you can get an advantage and be successful. If that means going to the Philippines or Brazil or Thailand or wherever, or Czech Republic or wherever, and you find a woman that's on your team and you're going to find financial success, I ain't about to, beat you over the head with what my belief system is. I'll just tell you, like, give African women a chance. Go to Africa, give them a chance. But if this man builds a successful family and he is not a drain on society and he makes black men like me look good, like family men, I'm all for it. So all these other pro-wax that are running around with these are the same people that saw what happened in Miami this weekend, did not bat an eye. But as soon as Just Pearly thing says something, it's a big problem. Black people in America were the biggest hypocrites. Case closed.
You are the biggest hypocrite. I would agree with that. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, all of us. Yeah. All of us.
That's the only time you said we. Notice that the only time you like, yo, black people this, and then when I said you were a hypocrite, oh, we, now is we. Now keep the same energy. Black people, and then it's you. You are the biggest.
Thank you for giving me your time. I'm gonna stay on the stream. Only don't get on me too hard, sir, because I know you about to get let loose.
All right, because I'm gonna go on another
thing. I only came on just to see American Riflemen leave. Real talk. I'm just like, I want to get a front seat to this brother leaving. That's it. Did I say brother? Damn. Somebody.
Hi,
Ani. I said brother. Damn it. Ah, shit.
Hi, Ani.
Hey, what's going on, Lightbearer? Let me say this. Wait, who's Obsidian? I don't know. I missed it. I'm sorry. I was
man, like, yeah, you like he brought him up, but he's just they are brother. They're put it like this. Your boy Gas him up is like a fan of all of these people. You know what I'm saying?
He's a what?
A fan of all of these people.
Well, who is that though? Wait, it's a white person or a black person?
It's a black dude, but then the point is, because he'd be like, oh, well, they never say this. The point is, those same brothers who got all the smoke for black women had no smoke for this same white bitch who does all the same things. You know what I'm saying? And I was gonna show something else with her before I moved on, but he was wrong about most of the stuff he was saying, but he basically like First Rifleman, but they like, yo, they're the passport bros, pretty much.
Oh, they're the passport bros?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I don't know, because you got thinks that I'm a passport bro too, so I don't know.
Yeah. But at least you go to Africa, they be like, yo, black women, they be like, we might well be like, let's go to Southern Europe and find a wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I heard homie talking about that. You could go find a woman anywhere. Like that's the trouble with us as African people.
You know what? I don't call myself a passport, and I've dated foreign men, but I don't call it passport. That I have to be a passport sister to do that. You know what I'm saying?
But
I call it because the world is so big. We shouldn't ever think that we put ourselves in a box and stick ourselves in one. Just because we're in one country, one state, that soulmate may be anywhere on this planet. You know that?
No, but what he's trying to say is like, like just because you don't marry a black person, it doesn't mean you're not have a black family and all of this. Yeah, it takes two. Like they're trying to say love everybody.
I know what I wanted to say about that when y'all were talking. It's called self-love. If you don't have self-love for self, because you got to think about the type. What are you getting involved in when you go outside of who you are? You got to be knowledgeable about what you're getting into. If you're not knowledgeable and don't think about it, Like a lot of these brothers, they don't think when they date these white chicks out here. They're not thinking. Their minds, they think from what I was told from a elder, they think that the black woman and the white woman is no different. You're just a female, right?
No. They actually think the white woman is better. That's the or the white
Well,
bitch. I'm sorry.
that's they're looking at the outer, but when it all comes down to it, I guess in the outer, it is the outer that they think that we're the same. But they're talking about mentally that we're different. Of course, we're different mentally than they are. They don't have. There's certain things they don't have that we have, and certain things they have that we don't have. And that's chemically, biologically, mentally, and spiritually as well. And I guess they just see female. That's what I was told, that guys just see female. And they think that they can compare, but it's no comparison. It's either self-hate or you're going to love yourself. That's the only thing about it. That's the only two things, either or. Either you're going to love yourself or you're going to hate yourself. And see where hating yourself is going to get you. I don't know.
Right.
You have to do the research. There's so many men, older men that married into racial relationships. See how their life came out.
Yeah. All right. So let me show y'all, because like I said, I don't want to go too long on here, you know what I'm saying, today. And I know y'all going because this is not even like the main thing I wanted to talk about. So
I'm gonna troll you, forecast. You're gonna be on this all night. Y'all kept me hours. I'm gonna keep you on all night.
Well, it's like the weekend for me. Like I know it's like for me, it's like the weekend, so I'm good at this point. But I'm just trying not to make it long. That's all. But that's why I got time today. You know what I'm saying? So let me show you some of the things that black people is now mad at, and they try to act like black people is not supporting this chick, but that is absolutely, you know what I'm saying, untrue. You know what I'm saying? But just because it's just another Jane Elliott kind of thing. Like she's invited to the cookout by some of these people. You know what I'm saying? Because she talks about, like, he tried to be like, oh, she talks about like we need to be like, but Bakari the only one that touched on. Why in the hell is people always allowed to come in our community and say something, and they're sitting here asking this white bitch, and this is her boyfriend, you know what I'm saying, which is the point,
Historical catastrophes must be compensated for.
No, that's stupid.
So then, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing.
Yeah.
So then, how come there were groups of people that got compensation then?
How come?
For instance, like Jewish people, Chinese people, Japanese people with the bombs. Like there were groups of people who got compensated.
I don't know.
So it wasn't fair.
What? Well, I'm talking about like when I think about group, I think about reparations. So I mean, maybe if the people were still alive today.
All right, so she's just gonna be like kind of mad about it and just go on a long thing. But this is
see what I'm saying? No sense at all in that comment she made. It was no sense at all in that comment she made.
Right.
Because the Japanese people weren't still alive that endured that stuff either. The Jews weren't still alive that endured that stuff either. Not a lot of them.
Right.
A lot of them were killed.
Yeah.
Our people were killed. We suffered differently. We still suffer different. It's crazy. It just didn't make sense.
Right, but and the point is though, because we know that, and I didn't want to play that sister video because she went on kind of, just to kind of, and like we have to stop explaining that stuff to other people though, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. But the brother's sitting there so submissive when he doing this, but when you talk about a black woman, then that, or a black anything, oh well, black people is this and black this and black, but a brother is gonna be so submissive when it comes to, you know what I'm saying? And that's the whole point.
Because Neely Fuller said that we're in a subjugated situation. So the black man is subjugated under the white woman. So how can you have a relationship with someone that got you subjugated?
Right.
And they're not going to let us. They're not, the difference between those groups and us, they're not Negroid. They're not Negroid. They don't have kinky hair. They don't have, like what the girl said the other day, thick skulls. They don't have the things that we have. They're more like the Caucasian persuasion. So they're going to give money to them because they're not a threat to them.
Yeah. And so, all right,
We are a threat.
Yeah, so let me play this, and so I can let Bakari and Oni say what they want to say. But I want to show y'all why they mad at her, so we can like kind of get off of her. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you what she was saying.
I don't. Wow. I really don't. To our next.
Onto a platform which is primarily supported by, at least initially, and produced by Black people. This comes across as insensitive to downright nasty. And I want to be clear, it's not just inviting said person to the conversation that's upsetting, because
like Vlad TV
conversations with people, a narrative that is insensitive and damaging to those very same people. Pearl, you know that your staff is mostly Black people. And I'm talking about from a production perspective as well as a
This sounds similar to the slavery stuff too, because that's literally the founder of, or the guy who made Roots said, I wanted a myth for my people to live by. So they often, but that's what they do, is they embellish. And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible, it was, right, but they want to make it like more horrible so that they can control people.
Now, what's crazy is that I came across these comments while I was live streaming it today, that Pearl needs to be held responsible for this comment, likening not offering any pushbacks whatsoever. And in fact, you're adding in your own fake news.
Right now, so on the end, he was like, yo, I loved her so much. She was so real. Some of the stuff you heard First Rifleman saying. So I ain't got to play it because First Rifleman came on here and made some of it. But he, First Rifleman is still cool with the white bitch saying these things, but he is upset with some of the stuff that she is saying. Bakar, you wanted to say something about that?
Look, but that's, and something me and a couple of people was talking about today. I mean, me and Erica, we spoke about this. The thing about it is, we can't fight white people in the bullshit they say about us, right? Or they try to do to us, because it's always a Black person who want to come. It's the saying they have, JSU, to guard the yard. It's always a Black person gonna run defense and run on, be the O-line and guard the yard for them white folks. You feel me? And when you find Black men that was still rock with people like that, with the things she just said, I know she said, what she said, Roots was fake. All of Roots was not fake. I know a lot of people think that all of it wasn't, but everything she said was extremely disrespectful. And then she got this extra coon as a boyfriend who would still go lay down with this woman, hold her hand, act like she is something special. Those people need to be put out. I'm talking about those Black people. So when we talk about separate, I had to get on my Dr. Umar Johnson shit 3 times in a row. When we talk about separate, we're gonna have to separate from people like the Obsidians and the people that follow the Obsidians and think someone who has a problem with Black people being pro-Black, and people who would deal with someone like this and want to bring those around Black people, we're gonna have to separate from them. The first separation, and I hate to say it like that, but the first separation is gonna have to be us separating from people that look like us. I hear the mic.
Bakari, Dr. Umar Johnson was caught also with his, infinity for white women. So I you know, you don't know who's out here doing that. But like I said, self-love is, you know, it's important. If we don't have that, if they don't have that, then definitely we can't work with them. You know, you can't trust them, you know, because they have no loyalty to the people. And like I was saying earlier, I was, you know, on somebody's channel, one of the spiritual people's channels, and they were trying to give a speech on how it wasn't good for us to wish death upon these people, or to, you know, talk about what our ancestors already said is going to happen, like it's going to be 4 suns coming in the sky. So I had to sit there and listen to that mess. I just cut them off because it was just crazy how they come to the rescue of the very people who still to this day will not recognize the damage they have committed on our people. But yet they want peace with us, and they want everybody to do everything their way, and they want us to be together, hold hands, kumbaya. You see what I'm saying? I got taken off of Facebook because I made a video called Jesus, something about Jesus forced upon me, you know, or something religious, you know.
Yeah. All right, yeah. And so
crazy.
yeah. So hold on. Let Oni get in there, like, bro. Let's go. You
Go
know,
ahead.
because I want to go around. So you know, go ahead, Oni.
Yeah, I'm still confused about who Obsidian is, but what can I say? Wait, is it Mumia Obsidian something? Ali? Is that it you're talking about? All right. Anyway, but wait, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, my thing is this, like, I never heard of this Just Pearly lady. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I only saw a clip of her interviewing that guy, and it had nothing to do with, like, he was talking about Jews, you know, from the interview that I saw. So I had no idea he was going in on us, but like, I don't even know who that guy is, real talk. But what I can say is, yeah, I mean, like, we are grown ass people. There's no reason for us to be listening to no white woman. Like, as soon as like I don't even understand why a white woman would be involved with anything. I mean, I could see if you were like we were like teenagers, and then we decided, you know, like they were our teacher, because I heard a lot of white women are like teachers in the public school system. But beyond that, like, there's no reason to listen to a white woman. I mean, especially if she's not like your boss or something. Like, I don't get it. It just seems like a mediocre white woman. And I don't really get why she is news. You know what I mean? Like, so she doesn't like you. Like, that seems like it sounds like a day that ends in Y. You know what I'm saying? like what? I don't fully understand it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and the point is, you know, like they said, she is the new Jane Elliott, you know what I'm saying? And I know y'all don't understand this whole thing, because this is why I never even talked about it before, because this has been going on for a long time, right? But she says things, right, that all the time, and so many black people are supporting her. And I'm like, yo, black people keep bringing this chick up, which is the only reason why I brought it up. It is not supposed to be a long topic either. But you know what I'm saying? Yes, they are the same brothers who got all of this smoke for black women, let white bitches like this in the club just because they like be like say something. But really, you know what I'm saying, it's like this obvious what they are. You know what I'm saying? We know that there's obvious what they are, but we allow them into our circles. You know what I'm saying? They sit there and talk about what we need to do in the black community, and then you hear other brothers bringing that stuff here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the point, you know what I'm saying? The brothers who got all of this smoke for black women, you know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden they mad because the white bitch was being a white bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like you being mad that a tiger is a tiger, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. And I don't understand why black people repeatedly go through the same cycles of, well, this white bitch is whatever. So she's invited to the cookout and but it doesn't, it's not limited to white bitches. It's all kinds of bitches who ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, you can bring other people in and still be pro-black and no, like, I mean, I don't know, your kids aren't black. You know what I'm saying? So, but we still got to have that debate, you know, but it's a kryptonite for black people, like white bitches, and that goes for black men and black women, because we give white women a pass. They fall in this minority category, but we don't want to, nobody ever want to talk. So I've always had this smoke for the white bitches because nobody else does, you know what I'm saying? So
wait, my thing is,
I agree.
Oh, I just wanted to say that my thing is, like, even if she is the new Jane Elliott, like, who the fuck is Jane Elliott? Like, I don't remember. Like, real talk. My thing is, I've never, like, in fact, I was inside of this movement. Matter of fact, you know, the UAM for a minute, right? And nobody, I don't think anybody ever brought up Jane Elliott. Maybe, I think maybe vaguely I remember one person bringing it up, but like by that time that I heard about Jane Elliott, I wasn't like, yo, let me tune into this woman. Like black, like it's like, you know, we used to have a saying, I guess here in America, something along the lines of the white man's ice is colder than the black man's. You know what I mean? Like there's something psychologically wrong with a black person if they are looking for a like they're looking for validation from white folk. And it's like, clearly, I mean, first of all, I think a white person shouldn't validate himself from jump. Like, there's no reason for white folk to be in our business. But like, if this woman is saying things that invalidate her, that should have been it. I don't even know if, like, I mean, like it should have been before that. But like, if she's showing you her true colors, then like I don't even like it makes even less sense that she's even an issue, because she was already a non-issue as far as I was concerned. As far as I'm concerned, she's already a non-issue. But the fact that she's showing her true colors on top of already having been a non-issue, it's like it doesn't make any sense to me. I can say that.
See, that's the problem, though. Is are people validating white supremacy, or what, quote unquote supremacy? Because it's really degeneracy, because it pulls you down. It is not raising up society. They got the upper hand, but they're not lifting up society. They're not lifting up society at all. They lowered they lowered everything. So it's like everything is just pulled in a downward motion. You know, you see what I'm saying? The forecast. So basically, I don't worry over those. I don't concern myself with those people who find whiteness great, because what has Bakari, we have to ask ourselves, what has whiteness done great? You know, in this world that we live in, if you look around it, if this is what they find as their highest height, their kings and their queens, is whiteness.
Yeah, but
unfortunately, then you have to ask, do they not see the world around them and the result of it? What has come of this world? You know, nobody stopped them from being supreme. They stopped themselves from being supreme. They need to go and look at the dictionary and see what supreme means. Being a supreme being. Being a supreme being, I would say we're more of a supreme being than they have shown.
Yeah, but like, bro,
so
the thing is,
our people don't see that. That's okay, because they're gonna follow. They're gonna go in a downward. They're going in a downward motion. They're not going up. Don't think they're getting something.
But like, bro, we can't sit there and be like, yo, we're like, yo, we are at the bottom of health, education, everything that we drastically need. You know, it's too unfortunate. Hold on. Like, unfortunately, like we was talking about last night with Bakari, and this ain't got nothing to do with last night, but I'm saying, like, unfortunately, so many Black people are on that mindset of, yo, there's people of color, and unfortunately, yo, it's not. But that's not the case. Like, you can't do anything as an individual. You build, like, we sit here and talk about the lack of support, the lack of this, but like, if a white person come in, you're going to just bow down and do what they say. You know, this weakness that we have as a people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think this is something that we definitely need to address, you know, because we have this, you know, I don't try to get in, and this is kind of with the gender war thing and all of this stuff. And, you know, this is just the topic for this point, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to go to the next thing, you know what I'm saying?
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna let Bakari
Okay.
go ahead. So yeah, so go ahead.
Because I know that, you know, I go deep and I talk deeper, but I want our people to be educated about who we really are. We're more than just the color on our skin. We are great people. We're greater than any. We're great. We proved ourselves to be great already. We just don't see it that way. We don't know because we're looking at the world the way it is. But also, the white man has just admitted that, you know, that there is a mothership, you know, and you know, we've known this through our ancestors, and we've known this for years and years. But they just admitted about the Galactic Federation and being up in the sky. Now, that's something all of us should already know deep within us, but we don't know who we are because they wiped everything away from us, our language and everything. So I'm just gonna leave it there. We'll do research later.
Yeah, I don't even want to, because you know, that's
okay. But that's the way I see things. I see things as that's why our people are thinking that whiteness is great. And I've been trying to talk and get people to see that we're more than that. We're more than anything on this earth because everything's an illusion. But I understand what you're saying. We could be great. I wrote a children's book, you know, but it's not going to get out because, you know, I don't know how the sales are going. I got people, you know, I did a little promoting, you know, but, you know, all we can do is get the education out, the understanding out.
All right.
The love for self promoted, you know.
All right. So let Bakari go in so we could go to the next thing.
No, you can go ahead and go to the next thing because I know you've been trying to get off.
Nah, go ahead, Bakari. Say what you want to say because it's not long yet. I just want one more thing after this.
It is what it is, you know. Them the type of people, you know. I don't rock with it. Nobody. I see Oni has started searching him and say he looked like he a cool brother, but
oh, pause. I said he looked like a cool brother Bakari. That's what I said.
But those are the type of people we just don't need to deal with, in all honesty. Because if we are truly going to build something, you can't build nothing with people who get mad because you pro-black and let you know, that they're not pro-black and they mad because you are. Somebody in the chat just asked, "Is this a black-only chat?"
Fucking Kryptonite. Should I block this motherfucking Kryptonite?
She say she is a snow bunny.
Man, that's either
you got us drooling right now.
No, it's a black dude. It's either hardcore or first rifleman.
Oh, okay. I was just letting you know it was there. All right, that's it, man. That's all I had to say about that.
All right. So yeah, let me go to the next thing, man. Cause y'all tripping on this junk. Yeah, I mean, not y'all, like, you know, I didn't want to make it like a long topic, and that was not the purpose. But okay. So I'm pretty sure y'all, and oh yeah, that white bitch apologized, and that was the next thing, you know. But
that's a good topic. Thank you for.
Oh, thank you, Lightbearer. I appreciate that. You know, I know some people was like, you know, but y'all heard about the brother Jonathan Majors, right? Y'all heard about that?
Yes, I was looking at that today.
Yeah, check it out.
That nonsense.
Allegations of domestic violence. Actor Jonathan Majors was arrested in New York City Saturday after an unnamed 30-year-old woman called 911 alleging assault. According to the NYPD, the victim sustained minor injuries to her head and neck and was removed to an area hospital in stable condition. In a statement, Major's attorney said in part he's completely innocent and is provably the victim of an altercation with a woman he knows, adding that the incident came about because this woman was having an emotional crisis for which she was taken to a hospital yesterday.
I was the best, though. Yeah, you were.
The 33-year-old actor is currently starring in 2 blockbuster franchises, including Creed 3 and the new Ant-Man movie.
Who are you? Just a man.
An increasingly familiar face in Hollywood, Majors was an Academy Awards presenter just a few weeks ago. On Hoda and Jenna last month, the actor sidestepped questions about his personal life.
Are you in love now, by any chance?
I'm always in love, I reckon.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like that was a tricky answer.
And I gave the right answer.
Following his arrest, the U.S. Army pulled its new recruiting ads featuring Majors.
When you look into your future, do you see a life full of obstacles or possibilities?
Telling NBC News in part, while Mr. Majors is innocent until proven guilty, prudence dictates that we pull our ads until the investigation into these allegations is complete.
All right, so they arrested him, they pulling his stuff, and I think I'm pretty sure this is the chick who said that she beat him up or whatever. Y'all got anything to say about that? Because it's just one more part to it, and then we stop.
I heard that it's her, but you got to realize these white dogs, they have mental issues. That's why we went through what we went through. That's why our people went through what we went through, because these people, they have mental issues. They have psychological damage in their brains. They're just not right. They're not wired right. So when you get involved, it's psychotic. It's really psychotic. And that's from my own experience. It's psychotic.
Oni or Bakari, y'all got something to say about it?
Well, I mean, I'll say I know that the white lady recanted, but notwithstanding that, I don't care about no cracker lover. You know what I'm saying? like if you with a cracker, I know y'all saying, "Oh no," but blah blah. If you there being intimate with the cracker, like, what did you fucking expect? It's like the guy, the hella, I can't remember the motherfucker's name, but I shouldn't curse, my bad. But it's like that guy. Wait, we can curse on this shit? No.
Well, people complain when I do that, like, yo, my kids was watching, but you can say what, don't block your whatever you want to say, but if you cannot, just don't, All
right, I'll try not to. But what I'm saying is that it's like that guy who put his head in the tiger's mouth and the tiger bit it. It's like, my dude, what did you expect to happen? And I mean, I understand that you think you could train a tiger, but here's the story here, because I'll just spoil it. She did recant, but here's the story here. They get into some sort of, well, I don't know the full of it, right? Some people are saying he was on his phone, somebody messaged him. She's all jealous, blah, blah, blah. She's doing whatever. The thing that's factual, right, is that he calls the police, okay? He calls the police, say, hey, this girl's tripping. Soon as the police show up, she there. Oh, he did all. He put his hands around my neck. He did so and so. Therefore, and so it's like, of course he's gonna go to prison. He's gonna go to jail. He's gonna get arrested, right? They're not gonna just walk away, if that's the accusation being made. Now she there recants, but the whole thing is like, what were you thinking? And this is another thing that we have to understand about relationships and why relationships with white folk not gonna work is because ultimately the person with the power in the relationship, unfortunately, is going to be the white person. See, because it goes that, maybe regardless if you have a relationship inside of America, right? Maybe regardless, outside of your relationship, you're not that strong, right? You're not that powerful. But here you got an insider with the power structure. So you might be this multi-millionaire black man, right? In 2 blockbuster franchises right now. Marvel and Creed, right? Creed, if y'all remember Rocky, that Creed, right? And I ain't watched Rocky, I'm just saying, right? That's a big ass franchise, right? He's a part of 2 of them. He got multi-millions, right? The woman ain't got no damn name, but who gets arrested? Who gets their money, their pockets hit? Her? I mean, like, again, I don't really care because it's like that's what happens when you a cracker lover. And this guy, you know, for what it's worth, you know, he beefed up and you know he became you know, no homo, good looking guy, right? Right? Became a good looking guy, right? Could get any, well, not any, but he could get his pick of black women, and he goes for. All right, let me do it. Let me do it. What was it? You'll never with a how you say it? You'll never see with a shit, I can't remember. But he goes with an iron board backside, white woman. Miss 6 o'clock, no frills, no thrills, subject to have the itch, white cave bitch. He goes with that, right? Shout out to Khalid Muhammad, obviously, right? He goes for that, and I'm supposed to feel sorry for his dumb ass. No, I don't feel like I don't feel no type of way. I mean, look, I don't like when black men are lied upon, obviously, but again, if you gonna walk into the lion's den and the lion bites your dumb ass, just be lucky that you got out.
You know what, Ani? That's part of it. They want to say, oh, things have changed. It's a different world now. This is 2023. This is different. You're racist. This and that. No. These time, what they say? Time doesn't change. People are supposed to change. Them people do not change. We try to change. But as long as we're stuck with around white people, we're not going to change. So get the understanding that, you know, everything may look different, and they use time, and they say, oh, well, times have changed. Time doesn't change. People are supposed to change. They don't change. We strive to change. We won't change, right, Bakari? But that's the thing. We need to forward and leave them alone. Y'all get it?
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna. All right. So Bakari, I'm gonna let you say something, and then I'm gonna play the last thing, and then I'm gonna respond to the stuff that y'all saying now. Go ahead, Bakari.
This piggy. This is kind of like what we were talking about Saturday when people got confused with what I was saying and what you said, right? When you came and I said, I don't want to see a black person.
Right, I was gonna go there, Bakari. Yep.
Remember that? I said I don't want to see a black person murdered on TV. So then they took it to OJ and say, well, what about OJ? So now it'll be what about him? Well, he's not dead. So that's not my fight. If they killed him on TV because he was black, I would have a problem with them killing a black person on TV, right? But this here, this is his doing. That's all he ever dealt with. You understand? So I saw people, I'm like Johnny, whatever the hell his name, Johnny Major, something like that. And I saw somebody say Snow Bunny. So, and I saw people been looking him up. And you know, his daughter is mixed. He went to a Poison Ivy League school, and that's what he's been around. That's what he want, you know. So I want to say, yeah, he went to Poison Ivy League school. And that's what they think is better. That's why they go to those schools, to be around those people. He got what he want. They say cameras can show that the white woman lied, but go back throughout history, how many lies have they told on black people throughout history in this country where we live, probably in Jamaica, and probably all throughout the Caribbean? You can think of how many lies have they told. And when we going to learn that? That's what they do. They get mad, they can lie on a black man, and people would think about North Carolina. They can lie on that black dude, and everybody going to the house in this 2019, 2020. They got a posse up in 2020 to go to this young black man's house because he allegedly was messing with the white girl and she came up missing. About 50 white people went to his house to kill him. You know, fortunately, nothing happened to him, and he hadn't done nothing to the white girl. But I'm just saying, the biggest thing is, when are we going to learn? That's it. I get a mic.
Like you
All
said,
right.
they're
All right,
the
so
same people.
yeah, all right. So, because I wanted to bring up, because yeah, like, I'm gonna play the last thing, because and only kind of mention it, because and then I'm gonna say what I want to say and let y'all respond. So, because this is just the last part of it. All right, so I'm gonna show the white bitch here. You know what I'm saying? Because I am gonna still show it. You know what I'm saying? So this is what happens here, though. You know, because Bakari was kind of talking about it.
News came out over the weekend when Creed 3 actor Jonathan Majors was charged with assault and harassment of a woman. Now, bear in mind that very soon after this initial accusation came out, his team came out with statements which we're going to give you, disputing all of the details of this story. But on Saturday night, a judge granted a limited order of protection, ordered that Majors be released. And so that was initially what set this up. He was taken into custody after officers responded to a 911 call from a New York City apartment building on Saturday morning. NYPD said in a statement that Majors was involved in a, quote, domestic dispute with a 30-year-old woman who told police that she was assaulted. At that point, they had said that she had been strangled. The victim informed police she was assaulted, according to police. Officers placed a 33-year-old male into custody without incident. The victim sustained minor injuries to her head and neck and was removed to an area hospital in stable condition. Well, not long after that, they put out a statement disputing all of these details and say that they have proof that they're not true. Lawyer Priya Chowdhury said Jonathan Majors is completely innocent and is probably the victim of an altercation with a woman he knows. They said they were quickly gathering evidence to prove his innocence, which includes video footage from the vehicle where this episode took place, witness testimony from the driver and others who both saw and heard the episode, and most importantly, 2 written statements from the woman recanting these allegations. I don't believe that those have been released yet, but supposedly she has put out 2 different statements or has made available to the legal team saying that it didn't happen. They go on to say, the legal team, that the woman, quote, was having an emotional crisis for which she was taken to the hospital, and that Majors, quote, did not assault her whatsoever. So that's where we currently.
All right, so look, and let me say this to what y'all saying, right? Because it does go back to the conversation a little bit to what Bakari was having on his live. And y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Bakari and Oni. You know what I'm saying? Because like I would even be like, yo, like that white bitch, I'm going to put that white bitch on blast. I could be like, well, he got what he deserved. Number one, I'm going to use that for like anybody who's looking, who's young, who may be learning, you know what I'm saying? Well, maybe there is an issue, especially those when we only got showed the issues that we see with black women, and black men gonna find every kind of issue. I remember I did one on the sister Lauren Smith Fields, you know, and black men is going to say, well, I don't care about this person. But then you had that other brother who was with the Asian looking Mexican chick, who whatever she was. Black women is like, oh, I ain't gonna support him. Like, we always going to find a reason not to support it. Like, yo, well, it is what it is. Of course, and we're going to show the consequences for our children. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. So they learn not, well, you know, like, this could happen. You could jeopardize all of what you got because this white chick is in her emotions. And like Oni said, well, he's the one that's all known. She's a no name, but she still say this, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, even from the first feminism, the white bitch, whatever, was like calling for lynchings, calling on white men to lynch black men to protect white women, you know what I'm saying? And as a group of men, like, we only have smoke for other black women. We only have smoke for each other. So yeah, I'm even to that point. Bakari even distances himself from me from that. I would still be like, yo, this is an injustice, and yo, black people need to be punishing that white bitch, because next time, like, she knows what she might do to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever. Because, you know, that has led to a lot worse stuff in history, and it's time to start. But I'm not saying the brother shouldn't be punished, but you punish the brother, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But, you know, but you still learn your lesson right now, like, you know what I'm saying. But, you know, it is what it is, though.
Yeah, man. Look, I agree with you, man. You know, in fact, I'm finna pull a Chris Rock. I'm about to at Jonathan Majors. I don't really talk about celebrities too much, but I'm gonna at Jonathan Majors and say, your woman's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to at his dumb ass. I'm gonna say, your woman's a bitch. And if he want to come slap me, you know, we could box. You know, he a big guy, but we could box. I don't give a fuck. Now, I mean, obviously, I'm not really trying to hurt nobody. I got.
He just did that boxing movie too. On I don't know
I
if
know.
you want to smoke.
I can't, man. Look, man. I got like Makari said. I got 32 friends. I don't give a fuck. I'm joking. That's for his girl though. That's for his girl. But what were you talking about? What I'm saying though is that, but I'm gonna app him because you're right. We need to start calling this woman a bitch. Because I see a lot of people talking about him, and like I'm not saying don't talk about him. I'm like, you tell him, look, man, you can a public recommend that he's whatever, that he's a fucking dumbass. But yeah, like you said, call the bitch a bitch. You know what I mean? Call the bitch a bitch. And so yeah, I'm finna add him. I'm about to do a Chris Rock. Hopefully he ain't feeling like Will Smith. Cause that motherfucker big. I ain't gonna hold you. He big. Like you said, he just did a boxing movie. He big, but you know.
He should agree with you though.
Huh?
He should be agreeing though.
Yeah, well, the thing is that you ain't supposed to talk about nobody's woman like that, real talk. So that is over.
Man, if a girl lie on you and talk about get you arrested, she could still be your girlfriend.
Yeah, you don't see AFI? You don't see AFI? These cool ain't thinking, man.
I know.
These cool ain't thinking. So it is what it is. But it is like.
If it were First Rifleman, if he would have came on, if it was a black woman, well, see, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all always taking up for black women and all of this stuff, you know what I'm saying? But a white junk, like, you're right, he might, like, well, he threatened her and raised his voice or whatever he did.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm about to add this motherfucker. It's all good.
Lightbearer, shouts out to Lightbearer channel too. Yeah, I'll subscribe to Lightbearer channel. My bad.
That was quick. You saw that?
Yeah, I just saw it just now. I just said it when I saw it. I'm sorry. But go ahead, Arnie.
How do you have the private chat and the comments up at the same time? I have to click over.
I'm just gonna look up I'm gonna look up Jonathan Majors I'm just about to add him right now. So you guys can think I'm about to add him and be like, yo, this is the face of a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, because like what kind of shit is that? Real talk. Like, she gonna like, I had an emergency breakdown, so I said that you choked me. You fucking choked me, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I could appreciate about. That's what I'm saying. That's another thing that people not really paying attention to, right? First off, how she got, like, she probably don't have any bruises, but if she does have bruises, right? She self-inflicted that shit. Like, can you imagine how motherfucking crazy you got? Oh, sorry, my fault. But can you see how crazy you got to be to choke your own self, right? When the police is called on you, choke your own self just so you can get this brother in trouble.
Control.
Just so you could get this brother in trouble. And then all of a sudden his pockets start getting hit. And I mean, here's the thing, Forecast, you might not notice. So, like I said, my brother Harsh Reality was on yesterday. They were talking about this. And they were like, you never know, but this could be a undercover deal type stuff. Now, Bakari's gonna say this is a conspiracy theory, and low key, this brother does have a lot of conspiracy theories. But what I'm saying is that you never know if this woman has him by the balls now. You know what I mean? Like if she has him by the balls now for whatever reason, I don't know. Right? Oh, I could do this. I could say that I really, So it's like you should never, if you're a black person, you should never get involved with a white woman. And that's another thing too that we should really be doing. Like what Forecast is saying, we should be calling a bitch a bitch. Now, usually I don't really call I don't really pick fights with dudes. Call their women bitches, especially not Jonathan Majors because he's huge. But let's do it. Fuck it. And if he end up shit, I'll put my address. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? If he want to scrap for that, we can scrap for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if need be.
Imagine that black man fighting over a white woman, right? I've never
know
seen
something?
that before.
2023.
I know something. But Kari, were you gonna say something? Y'all know something? They don't recognize the ones who they don't recognize that the reason why these white women are leaving the white men is because white men, the type of white men they like, are in control of the situation. So they want control. So it's a combatant thing. So they don't fit in with the white man. So they go to the black man because they know that the black man, they're going to control him. they're gonna have control over him. He's gonna have to do things. He has so much self-hate in himself that he's gonna be willing to do everything on her side. So basically, when they have children, the children are going to be white, not black. A lot of black men think that the seed of the father, but no, you're not the seed of your father. Your father doesn't even have a seed. He has fertilizer, and it fertilizes the mom's seed inside of her stomach. It gives, it fertilizes the egg, and the sperm and the egg work together to make a human. So you're more of a white woman's mind when you come out of her. You see what I'm saying? So these black men, a lot of them are miserable, the older ones that married into these relationships, because everything is always, she controls everything. Believe me, my uncle was married to one, and she passed away, and he married a black woman. My uncle married a black woman, and he's happy. In comparison, I guess.
Right. I say you from your mom, and it takes your mom and your dad. You can't be you. But yeah, go ahead, Bakari. Oh yeah, before Bakari, because you kind of distanced yourself a little bit from even what I was saying. So like, I was gonna be on your side, Bakari, but now you backtracking. Like, oh well, the brother, if this is that. So now you like, all right, let me, like no, like we still looking at the the crime against black people, bro.
Yeah, you're looking at the crime against black people, right? I say, but what I was talking about, I said that's how people conflated my argument. My argument was seeing somebody get killed. Yes, I see a crime against black people, and yes, black people have to punish. Black people have to punish their coons. But like I said, they should know white women gonna lie. Shit, that's what they always did. That's what they do. Yeah, it's a crime. It's a crime against it's a crime against a black man. And that and shit, she need to be anybody who can lie on you and have you go to jail. They need to be in jail. That's my take on that. So if we're gonna say something, we have to be like, yeah, because yeah, he sell out, So I don't do that. I don't see it. He used to be mad with me. My son, man, don't bring that bitch to my house. Do not bring that white bitch to my house. And I would say, tell her, bitch, get out my house. Get out of my house. It was.
Because you don't know she's gonna go crazy. Call the cops.
It was like that, I don't. I'm sorry that brother got to go through that, but hopefully this helped him learn his lesson.
Yeah, but Bakari, imagine somebody telling me that I shouldn't stand. It's like I don't want to put it on like So never mind. I don't want to ask you that kind of question. So
No, go ahead. No, what I said was I say I agree. It is a crime against a black person, and
but I'm saying, but what if some? Oh my bad.
No, that's what I was saying. She need to be arrested. I ain't saying whatever to that brother because he got a white woman. We don't crash out for him. But what I'm saying is, what I said was I agree with you.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, are you saying that you won't? So like,
what's your?
No, not that part. I know that part. I'm saying the other part where you was like, oh well, it's still alive. Is like the white woman Jones. So like, yeah, you kind of got the first part, because you were saying your son. Like I would say the words, I would stand up for your son if something happened to him. But somebody would be like, well, he should have known better. But like, no, like I was still, hey, you should have known better, absolutely. But the fact that we should know better than to not let it be consequences for that stuff happening. You know what I'm saying? But we don't. But I would still stand up for your son. So I wouldn't shy away from those words, my brother.
No, that's what I was saying. That's why I said I agree with you. You're right. It's a crime against a black person, and we can stand up against that crime, and that white bitch need to be in jail. And we handle our coons. We don't let other people handle our coons. We handle our coons. No, I was saying I agree with you. You're right.
All right, so I mean, I guess I'm the one that disagree, right? But I'm gonna say it this way, right? Oh man, I can tell y'all the truth. Real talk. I got a brother who went and done some cool shit, right? He invited me to his wedding. Okay, I didn't go. I didn't tell him why. I don't think I told him why. Right? Come to find out, years later, he's like, he's mad at me, and I'm like, why are you mad at me? Right? And he's like, you said you ain't going to my wedding because I was marrying a white woman. I'm like, oh damn, did I say that? But that's exactly what happened. You know? I don't know if it was because I don't know if my mother told him, you know, if I was like, you know, because I might have told my mother, like, I ain't going to this motherfucker's wedding. He's married a cracker. I ain't going to show him no support for that shit. But like real talk, like the thing is that we can't be half-assing it. You know what I mean? Like my mindset is this. If you are really, because like Bakari will know, right? If you're really about war, you got to know who the fuck your soldiers. Damn, I curse too much. All right. You got to know who your soldiers are, right? And in that sense, you got to be loyal to your soldiers, loyal to your organization. I mean, I love black folk, but if you are fighting for the enemy, you ain't my peoples. You know, in fact, I just saw it. In fact, some brother was just telling me the other day. No, not just the other day. I saw this video. It might go on Shoot the Breeze, right? I saw this video where this black man, general, I think he's like the head of AFRICOM, right? He's getting grilled by a white boy talking about how many coups are your people really doing in Africa? And this black man is just arguing, let me do more. We want to do cool. Like he's trying to make excuses for why it's good. Like, oh, well, we're teaching the thing. And it's like, so I'm like, y'all notice this dude. Y'all just see him, peep him, right? And folk are like, he's not African-American. He's not African. He's not black. He's a general. And there's no way you could, you know, and it's like, okay, if that's the case, you got to understand that sometimes people are not on your side. And my thing is this, I love it when I like when a white person gives a black person a wake-up call. I don't like when a black person dies. No, I'm not saying, oh yeah, because like what Bakari said, you make a difference. This person didn't die. He got lied on and he got away. But like you supposed to get your wake-up call because you should not be playing for the wrong team. It's like if you playing basketball, right? If you go on a basketball court and you there shooting shots at your own rim, right? I love it when somebody says, dude, motherfucker. Damn it, I cursed him. I love it when somebody says, you're shooting in the wrong rim. You know what I'm saying? You on the wrong team. Go on the other side. Because that's when, like, if the earlier the better, the sooner the better. I like for this man to wake up. Now, does he wake up? I don't know. But I want him to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to only deal with sisters now. You know? And if he does that, we good. We straight. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm still going to look at him suspect. I might look at him sideways, sure. But we straight then. But if he's going to white women and she lies on him, he goes to another white woman and then she's cutting his back up. She goes to another white woman and he's getting abused and beaten and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he goes to another white woman and, you know, all the money going to them and he gets this big divorce and he's all that shit. And I'm supposed to be, oh my gosh, this white woman should have treated him better. No, she shouldn't. The white woman should not treat a man good because when she treats a man good, she's confusing him. I want him to get the clear image because she was already treating him decent if he was with her. You know, she was already smiling at him, you know, giving him that flat back whenever he wanted pancakes, right? She already doing that. You know, I don't want her to do that. I want her to treat him like shit. I want it because when she's treating him like shit, he could wake up and say, okay, yeah, these are not my people. Because I'm trying to tell him. You know, I think inside of Jamaica, they have a saying, what you don't hear, you will feel. Okay? And I mean, it's probably popular everywhere else, and they probably say it in the Caribbean way. But what I'm saying is that I want him to feel it so that he can hear it. We are telling you, black man, stay away from them snow bunnies. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from them crackers. You know what I mean? You know, go for the sisters. Bring that money to your community. Invest in your own people, and these people are still not getting it. I'm not mad. Like your boy AFR, you know, gangster name, right? AFR was just saying, if I go to, you know, Belgium and I find a woman, yeah, man, I want Belgium to say, get the fuck out of here, so that AFR can get some damn sense and be like, you know what? Let me be a little bit more black. Let me embrace my Africanness, and then let me go to Africa and do some good works. I don't want him to feel comfortable in Belgium. No, I don't want him to be harmed in Belgium. But if he is harmed in Belgium, that's a learning lesson. You know, that's a learning lesson because you're not supposed to be around your enemies. I'm just going like you're not supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
If I go around my enemy, it's only for espionage. That's it. If I'm with this enemy, right, and I'm buddy, and I'm and I'm like, you're my friend, you're my good friend, you're better than black people, and blah blah, then I done fucked up. I know one white person, right, and it's only espionage. I don't tell them, but it's only espionage. That's it.
All right. My bad. You down on it?
Y'all mind.
Crack me up.
Yeah. So all right. So let me say this. You know, but the thing is, right, and I will say this, right, there's a difference. Like, and you even mentioned, like, if you win a game, like with some, like your team, somebody scoring on their own basket, right? You might go and beat your own teammate. The minute that the other team come and commit a flagrant foul or do something, you just gonna stand there like, oh, well, look at it. You know what I'm saying? No, you gonna make sure that doesn't happen to anybody that's on your team. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference, like, going to somebody's wedding or like going to support them, like when it's like, yeah, I disagree, but because I'm with you on that part, you know what I'm saying? I probably would have done the same thing, you know what I'm saying? But there's a difference, because if that white girl lied and got your brother in jail, are you going to like not stand up for him? You know what I'm saying? He still would be alive. Like even if it's my brother, I'll be like, well, like, I wouldn't make sure that somebody else has him in those clutches that way where something can happen to him, especially even though it's like not like it used to be, you know what I'm saying? Now you might just be in jail or whatever, but like your brother could like who don't have the kind of finances Jonathan Major got, like if he end up in those kind of situations, like, yeah, I would hope that you would be like, and then because you like, if he learned his lesson, is all good. Some people like, well, if we're gonna talk about, well, we need to get rid of them, like it ain't no learning your lesson, you know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of us when past the first initial test, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's like, but there's a difference between, like not like endorsing something and then also not letting your brother, like something happen to your brother, even if he's still alive, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still be like, well, yeah, I'm not going to your joint. I'm gonna try to talk you out of it. I'm not going to barge on your thing. If you ain't listening, I just won't talk to you about it or whatever, however you handling it. But the minute that he like something happens to him, like, yeah, I'm gonna be there for my brother, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference, man. I tell you, that's the thing. I don't be half stepping. I ain't gonna hold you. My brother, me and him, because of that shit, we don't have no type of relationship. Like none. Like it got to the point. I can tell you, in fact, if you don't believe me, I'll tell you this. He had my son, his nephew, like probably the only living descendant for our mother. Like, because basically the only person that had children was me, and I only have one, right? So only living descendant of our bloodline, pretty much, right? He took that kid off of his health insurance type thing, his life insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, no, we done. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the thing is that like I said, we have to be serious. We have to be about war. You're not like, if you there putting your resources in Coons, you're gonna run out of resources. You know what I mean? If you there, oh yeah, we're gonna commit, because I mean, I'll tell y'all this, matter of fact, because I don't know the true story about what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? But they were saying that a white woman said that a black man did something in the elevator. I don't know. I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he didn't. But like, let's suppose that, I mean, I don't think he did. I don't think he went in the elevator with her. I don't think none of that happened.
It was an
right?
excuse. Yeah, it was used as an excuse.
But let's say that he let's say he did something, right? What happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma was the black community got together and said, let's defend this dude. Let's defend him and all that kind of stuff. And they went there, and then shit happened, right? And then they were disarmed, and then the whole community destroyed. It's like, we have to have a code. I don't want to sound like no FBA idiot, but we have to have some sort of of just some sort of discipline. Because if you do not have discipline in war, right? And this is coming from Machiavelli. If you don't have discipline in war, you will turn a victory into a defeat.
Exactly.
You will turn a victory into defeat. And so what this guy's doing, oh yeah, I'm gonna have this white woman. Don't worry, I'm gonna have this white girl sitting around. No, fucker. Damn it, I keep cursing. Like, no, you gotta wake up. I love it when black folk wake up because I like when they wake up and they don't die. I like it. If my brother turned around and got with a black woman, he divorced this little white bitch. Yeah, I'll be like, hey, what's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? like that. But when he's with a white woman, no, I don't give a fuck about this motherfucker. That's my brother, and not just any brother. That's my oldest brother. That's the guy who pretty much raised me, well, helped raise me. You know, I still have my parents, but like helped raise me, and I still be like, no, I don't give a fuck about you. Period.
And all right, so and okay, go ahead, like man.
I want to piggyback off of what he was saying. So, you know, like you just mentioned about war, and a lot of times our people want to separate from the system. You remember the Philly people in Philly that got bombed?
Yeah.
They had a white woman in there with them.
Shit.
And
With
she
the move nine?
what was she, like a spy? Because nothing ever happened to her, but you know, black children and black adults got killed in the bomb in Philly. But whenever our people, like you're saying, our people want to bring them, invite them in, and not knowing that they are not us, and they never will be us. I don't know why they try to pull them into the fold, and time after time after time and time after time, we fail. Martin Luther King had an affinity for white bees. Malcolm X had an affinity for white bees, and they put them in the forefront. And you see, majority of our black brothers, they have an affinity for white bees. It just is what it is, and our people's minds are just, you know, it's been controlled. I mean, I know you guys can see it, right?
Oh yeah, I see it. Well, I'm not gonna say Malcolm X.
They put things in front of us that symbolizes something, and that's just it's like a spell.
All right.
I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead, Bakari.
I've heard a lot of people say that about MLK, but with me being here and you get to meet certain people, right? I know who started that story, and if that's Ralph David Abernathy who started that story, and if people came here and got to talk to people around during that time and learned who Ralph David Abernathy was, they probably wouldn't spread that story no more about MLK. I don't know if it's true or not, but if they learned who Ralph David Abernathy was, they wouldn't say that no more about MLK. One of the biggest.
Research was done into.
I know he was with him. I'm telling you, I know he was with them. He was a preacher, Ralph David Abernathy. He was with them, and that's who started that. The only thing I'm saying is, even like with Hosea Williams and your people, all those people sold Martin Luther King out and said what they had to say and do what they had to do to get money, except Hosea Williams. I'm telling you what the people here in Atlanta say, and that's why the people, you ain't gonna find people from Atlanta. I'm not from Atlanta. I live here, but you won't find people from Atlanta saying that story because they knew Ralph David Abernathy was selling everybody out. I'm just saying.
I mean, if it was telling the truth about somebody doing something behind the closed doors, this is
that's the point. They said the people who was part of that. I even heard a dude get with Andrew Young about some of the stuff that he was saying, who done sold out. But according to them,
that's why but you gotta realize, Bakari, that's why they pulled us into the civil rights, into integration, because they wanted our people, we gotta admit, our men wanted that closeness. They even fought in court to be with white women. There's court. They wanted to be close to the white woman. They wanted to be with her. That's the only reason why we integrated. There's no way that if you have strong men to fight, you ain't gonna put up a fight and protect your women and their children instead of integrating. It was easier to integrate and be able to fight for right to. That's why he said in his speech, little black boys and little white girls. Why didn't he say black girls and black boys?
I don't know why.
Why did he have to say? Because he wanted that so bad. It was against the law.
I don't know why he said it. I'm just saying what the people here from Atlanta who was during the movement when it was going on, people who knew them, they would tell you, don't trust what Ralph David Abernathy said. That's who started the thing about Martin Luther King wanting a white woman. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying what the people.
No, it wasn't just that. They held it over his head as well. They proved that. They said they held that over his head. The ones who were making him do these things. The ones that he was working for.
Yeah, what I can say is this. Like I was gonna say that too. I was gonna say that I don't think Dr. King. I don't know if Dr. King really was messing with white men, but Du Bois was.
I've even seen the white woman that he was messing with.
Yeah, Du Bois was definitely messing with white women. But that's the thing about white women is that they could lie. You know what I mean? They lie like a rug. So it's like, you know, unless you got proof. You know what I mean? Like, because if a white woman comes out and says, hey, you know, because a white woman could come tomorrow. Like a white woman I ain't never seen in my life. You come tomorrow and be like, only done, you know, like, what the fuck are you talking about? I never seen you in my life, you know? So I can't, like, my thing is I don't believe it. Like, you know, there's an old saying, how you know when a white person is lying? If their mouth is moving. You know what I'm saying? Like pretty much, I don't believe.
This white woman even said she was involved with Martin Luther King. So
exactly, she said it. So therefore, she might have been. She most likely lying.
There's no reason for her to lie. She was. I guess she had feelings for him, but
but you see, look,
I think he cut it off or something.
I would say this,
but his father was the one controlling his relationship.
Yeah, period. I would say this.
His father. They were bullied to me.
Yeah, sister, I would say this. That for us as black people, these white people ain't got no reason to lie.
Then
right?
why are we allowing them to put leaders before us that are
exactly.
No good? Why do we allow them? This is what happened to our people for integrating. And asking them for civil rights, they won't even give you money. They ain't never gave us anything. They're not going to give us. They're not giving. It's not civil rights. It's because if it was, it's injustice still.
But I agree with you in the sense
that
a lot of these
people. Injustice in this system.
Okay, now let me finish, right? Because now I'm gonna finish. So because I was trying to go quick, right? So like I was saying, right? What I'm just saying, what the people here said, who was part of, like I said, I've heard other people talk about it, and everybody got their stuff from people who sold out. Everybody. And you got ripped off. Say, who said Martin Luther King was sleeping with Bill Rustin? Nobody said. They tried to blackmail him with that, and that didn't happen either. And this is not me just up here trying to cape for MLK. I'm just telling you some things that I know. It's amazing how we can believe all of the negative about a black man, but if somebody can say they know something else or talk, because like I said, I know who started it. That's why when they did the movie, the reason they only showed Martin Luther King in a silhouette of a woman, they never showed him with a white woman because they had no proof. That was what somebody who was with him said, who come out and everybody found he was selling black people out. Ralph David Abernathy, the same one of the same preachers. Y'all don't live here.
Martin Luther King sold us out, Bakari. He sold us out.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Because anybody who went to a white university can't say Martin Luther King sold you out, because if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have been able to go to that white university. And I ain't saying that to be
I didn't
sarcastic.
want to go to the white university. I never asked to be in the white
Hold on,
university.
all right, hold on, like, bro. I'll let you, like, let Bakari finish, and
I
then
never wanted this life.
I didn't
Really,
say what I'm
I
saying,
wanted to.
and I wasn't saying that to be sarcastic or take a shot. I'm
It
talking
has
about.
been hard. It hasn't been easy. Going to a white university was not.
I know the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is when we say he sold us out, but
He
then
did. I didn't want
and
that.
like, bro, you gotta let him finish, and then if you want to respond, I'll let
I
you. But
got
you gotta let him finish.
But then when you can enjoy some of the things that he fought for, and the only thing I'm saying is when it comes to our people, we got to have some kind of balance. And the only point that I was making out when I was mentioning, if y'all look up Hosea Williams, Feed the Hungry, the same people that sold out Martin Luther King was selling him out, wouldn't even help him start feeding the hungry. He got a church. Then when he had a church where he was just feeding as many as he could. But then when he died and they saw there was an opportunity to make it commercial, when he used to beg people to help him, now so many people go to help because it has become commercial that you have to sign a list and see if you would have an opportunity to go help feed the homeless. The only thing I'm saying is a lot of this stuff about Martin Luther King, according to the people here, came from the people that was in the movement that was selling Martin Luther King them out. That's why it was so easy when he met Kwame Ture for him to start going toward Kwame Ture. That's why he eventually started mentioning, once he got with Kwame Ture, started mentioning Marcus Garvey. That's why he didn't mind. Okay, he met Malcolm. He changed because the people that was with him a lot of those were the people that was, I don't know if he did or not. Like I said, I'm just saying what the people who was part of the movement said, people who was here, what they said during that time and what happened. Nobody had no proof. If Ralph David Abernathy was the first one to write a book about that, that's who started it. And the only thing I'm saying is,
You're talking about a different time though. There was times in his life. Okay, you're talking about he was sold out. What period are you talking about him being sold out in? Are you talking about when he was starting to ask for money? Or are you talking about before he got in the game? I'm talking about before he got in the game. He had an affinity for white women. This is what pushed him towards that leadership, wanting to be in leadership and moving us in to integration. You got to realize everybody has something to some motivational factor that plays in their life for what they do, what they represent. And he said it out of his own mouth in the speech. He wanted integration. He wanted, because he knew his relationship with that white girl in college was forbidden. He had a relationship. No doubt. He went to school at the same time that girl did, and she talked about it before she died.
What school was that?
I forgot what university he went to. But
I think he went to Morehouse.
Okay, well, anyway.
And I'm just saying, and if I remember correctly, that's where he went. And if he went to Morehouse, that's an all-boys school.
No, it wasn't all boys. No, he didn't go to. It wasn't an all boys school that he was at. But what I'm saying is, he worked for them, not for us, at a period of time. Now like after everything was processed and everything, of course, you got to look at their side too, the ones who sold him out. Did they really sell him out, or did he sell us out? You gotta study that. His father was up to no good. And Erica out there, Howard, said that she she hates me being on the panel. Well, I'm very strong in my convictions and what I believe in and what I know. And you know, I just ask to respect that. But if you don't respect anybody's position or what anybody has to say, then you're gonna always have a problem with people being on the panel that you don't like and you don't support because you don't want to listen to the other side of things. You always want to leave things one-sided. You know, I looked on both sides of things with Martin Luther King. I used to believe in them. I believed in them, but I don't believe in anything that these white people put before me.
All right.
Not anymore.
All right. So let me, 'cause I wanted to go back to something that Oni had said a minute ago, but it already passed now. But Oni, you wanted to say something about what some just was said, you know?
Oh no, like I mean, like I said, I know Du Bois for a fact was an integrationist. A lot of people were integrationists. I think that was some bullshit that the FBI was trying to put on, like COINTELPRO was trying to do on Dr. King. Obviously Malcolm X only, like, the word is Malcolm X only messed with white women when he was young, like when he was Malcolm Little. I don't think he did it when he was Malcolm X. But like there was some propaganda
about. For both of them, they were younger. They were in school. They were
Hey, library,
in the game.
okay, yeah, I mean, like, if you make mistakes as a kid, it's not like the end. Like, again, like, I ain't never, like, I'm a grown ass man. I'm not really upset with children. You know what I'm saying? But like I think somebody put in the chat that Dr. King, you know, married a black woman, and like Dr. King was about it. Even Malcolm X, so even Alex Haley said, you know, in the autobiography of Malcolm X, no less, he was like, he was going around Harlem, and people were like, if you talking for real, like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr. put in that work. You know what I mean? Like, if we talking about a leader who was trying to help black folk out. Come again?
Hey, yo, hold on, library, you gotta let them finish when they talk.
That's all I want to know. Who benefited?
But library, you gotta. I know, but you gotta let other people finish, though. You know what I'm saying?
I want y'all to say who benefited.
Okay, so I'll say that, you know, you read his book. It might have been this book. I'm not 100% sure which book, but it might be From Chaos to Community. No, it's either From Community to Chaos, something like that. Or like it's either, you know, the next thing is either community or chaos. But in his book, he tells you that he puts up a bunch of work programs. Like, he gets black people employed, he gets black people jobs, he gets black people working. Because the thing we gotta realize, or that thing that we tend to forget, well, the thing that in fact, we should all just kind of recognize right now, you know, we are here in America to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us are working for this white boy. And the reality is this, that this white boy doesn't need you to work. He doesn't, like, he's okay with you being majorly underemployed and unemployed, right? And so what Dr. King is doing is Dr. King is getting you those good jobs so that your family, so that the men could be the good men, and, you know, and the women could be the good women, and everybody can live a good life, you know, in this little hellhole we got. Now, obviously, I'm a Garveyite. I'm all about repatriation, you know, and obviously I like if black people do their own entrepreneurship, do their own thing. But it's like Dr. King is looking at the big picture. Because even when we talk about repatriation, we understand not every black person is going to leave. So what's going to happen to the black folk who stay? And I mean, I could easily be like how I am at Majors and be like, what the fuck you staying for, right? You know, while I'm here, obviously, right? But I could obviously say that. But also I could say, well, look, you know, you still my people, right? And I want you to not have to beg. I want you to not be poor. I want you to have a good job. I want you to have a good income. You know, do I like when you cooning with that good income? No. You know, do I like if like this brother Majors, you know, if he got all this money, he gonna spend it on a white woman? Do I like that? Absolutely fucking not. But I'm sorry for cursing again, but absolutely not. But but do I want him to be begging on the street? No. And so what Dr. King is doing, Dr. King is looking at the wider economics of America and saying, look, let me get black people better skills, let me get black people better jobs, let me get black people better health services, let me get black people better things. So he's looking out for black folk, even if it's in America, even if it's in another country. He's still doing what like he's still doing something. You know, is it something that I would do? No. Right? Is it something that a Garveyite would ultimately want? No. But is he doing something? Yes. And did he die for it? Unfortunately. You know? So I'm not going to
no, he didn't die for civil rights or integration. He died when he started asking for our money. And that's
exactly, but that's what I'm saying. He's doing something. He's trying to get you, like, if you're saying he's trying to ask for money,
with the
he's
white
asking
man
for money.
Like
for
Bear,
him
like
to
Bear,
integrate
like
us.
Bear, you gotta chill. It's gonna come to you, and then you can say like all of these things. You know what I'm saying? So let only finish, and then because Bakari never got to finish, and then I'm gonna come to you, like Bear. So like just like write it down. I'm gonna let you go in.
I'm over here with people that don't want to open their minds up.
Like, but I understand, like Bear,
didn't
but you
realize
can't
that,
interrupt though. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if people like interrupt, I wouldn't let people interrupt you either. You know what I'm saying? Because like sometimes people want to come on and like say something that I wouldn't let people disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? Like doing that. Like if you say something that a lot of other people don't believe, and that's why I don't go in on other people's beliefs, but I wouldn't let them interrupt you. I would let you get your points out. Like even if you disagree with like Oni or Bakari, you gotta let them get their points out. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, but I'll just finish with, I'm not really riding for Dr. King. I'm just saying that realistically, like I said, even if you read Malcolm X's autobiography, there's a passage where people are asking Harlem, they're saying, what is Malcolm X doing? Compared to Martin Luther King Jr., who's in and out of jail constantly. And then if you look at his biography, he's putting in work, and he's out in the South. He's down South with these crackers, with these racists, and he's doing the, as Kwame Ture would put it, he's brave like a motherfucker. I keep cursing, my fuck. Sorry. But like, I mean, I'm not like, I don't personally like the dude, like not like that. Like it's like, it is whatever. Like I said, I'm still a Garveyite. But as far as like if it comes to I mean, like again, I'm not about integration, and I get Lightbearer saying, look, integration's not it. So I'm not about integration, but as far as integration is concerned, this is a man who was really about black people primarily, and trying to find something for us. And because of that, it is what it is. That's what I was saying. But I mean, like, I'm not trying to ride this dude.
He even said he brought us into a burning house. But he's trying to call me. I don't believe in God, and I don't believe in Jesus. I'm sorry. I'm spiritual, but I don't believe in God or Jesus. That's to the person in the chat that said I'm on some Jesus shoes. I don't do Jesus or whatever. I don't do that. I don't worship anything over me. So that's not what I'm about. So either hate me or like me. But to what you were saying, he even admitted that he brought us into a burning house, and he went for our money. These people these are our enemies. He thought they were friends. He thought that somehow he could go to a president, talk to this president. But these people are the same people. They never changed. And he learned the hard way with his mixed interracial relationship. That was an interracial relationship. When you go on their TV, when you are supported by them, when you lifted up high by them. John Henry Clark, you would never see him on CNN if he was alive today, or CBS or NBC. You would never see those kind of leaders anywhere like that. And somebody to be agent when they're backed like that. I would never be backed. My book won't be lifted up because I don't pay for white people to back me. I rely on my community to back me, people that I want to work for to back me and lift me up. If they don't do it, then nobody will. And my work that I'm trying to do in my life will never work. And we will never be able to do anything because we won't back each other as Black people. We won't support each other.
All right. Oh,
segregation was the best thing for us. They saw, that's why they made up those lies about women, white women. If you notice, they did that all through the United States. Wherever we had towns, they always said a white woman was being messed with by a Black man, so they can have an excuse to go and burn our buildings, burn our businesses, and have us rely on them. It was envy. Envy.
Okay. All right. So first of all, let me say shouts out to, because I ain't get to say shouts out to Consider who came in. Shouts out to Raw in the building. All right, now Lightbearer, nobody cut you off. We let you go. So I'm gonna let Bakari go. So let Bakari finish, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna say because I ain't say nothing for a minute, you know what I'm saying? But so go ahead, Bakari.
Okay, look, this is the thing. Like was MLK perfect? I always say that. No, because ain't nobody perfect. Did he do things that I didn't agree with? Yes. Did he do things I did agree with? Yes. MLK was not even fighting for integration. What he was actually fighting for was desegregation. Couldn't get desegregation, so he integrated. The fight was originally desegregation, but he was also fighting for rights for Black people. Y'all taking out tax dollars, but we don't have the right to do nothing in this country. And if we read a book called This Nonviolent Stuff Will Get You Killed, you can just listen to the name and you know what it's about. But that's about MLK. When he first started, when they went to his house to interview him, where he was, not his house, but he was in Alabama, and they set on a gun. And the reason they named the book This Nonviolent Stuff Will Get You Killed is because I thought you didn't have guns. And MLK was like, well, this nonviolent stuff will get you killed. He also had snipers with him. There's a lot of things about MLK that have not been told, right? But for me, when I say about him, I don't know the whole story. I'm not gonna act like I know the whole story. I can say what I heard, people who's here, but I know MLK was murdered in the 60s. I know he was not here to tell his autobiography in 1986. I know somebody else had to tell that autobiography because he wasn't here. You got ripped off, put in the chat. MLK had Jewish handlers directly and indirectly. Yep. And he probably did have it because they came in and he may have thought they cared. We gonna help you get this, help you get this, help you get that. So yes, he is absolutely right about that. Directly, indirectly, the bed resting thing, that what they put him down there. But if MLK wasn't doing anything, I don't think they would have been monitoring MLK the way they were monitoring MLK. But the biggest thing for me right now, if we're gonna believe in all of the negative, that's cool. If that's what you choose. But why is it hard for us to believe the positive about our people? MLK, I call it 3 phases of MLK. And me and Forecast have had this conversation before. And me and the beginning, the middle, and then right before he died. The middle is when the middle MLK is what people see the most. You have to study and research to find the beginning. You have to study and research to see what MLK had churches throughout the South with guns. And the reason he said he didn't think we were ready yet, he didn't think we could win the war yet, the reason he didn't just call to go get guns. Part of the reason he said he would allow to get beat like that, he thought that would infuriate Black people and make Black people want to rise up. But they ain't gonna give us that MLK. They gonna give us the MLK that everybody gonna say they don't like. It's the middle. It's three faces of MLK. He was also called the Reverend Dr. MLK, right? Look and read his theses on what he said about Christianity and Jesus. But he was a Christian preacher. But when you see how he say he really didn't believe in that stuff, and he chose that because his daddy was a preacher, his mom was in the church, his brother, everybody in his family was saved us, and he didn't want to be the odd person out. That's the only reason. If you read his college thesis talking about that, that's the only reason he became a preacher. But everybody knew him as a Christian preacher, and he's a nice Christian. And a lot of stuff he did didn't even have to do with Christian values because he didn't believe in a lot of that stuff that way. We have to study him. And like I said, I'm not saying Martin Luther King never did nothing. I'm not going to even say Martin Luther King ain't never had sex with a white woman. I don't know. But I just know what people said, and I know how people rely on our heroes, especially while they are not here. Just like people started the rumor, they did a autobiography of Malcolm X again after he was dead, after the movie come out. They do an autobiography for him, and now you will find people that go around and say Malcolm X was a homosexual. Just because they write it, it doesn't make it true. And I think we have to start, we have to start sometime looking for the positive in our people, right? So now I'm finna yield to my, before I yield to my light bearer, I'm gonna say this, right? You said you was in people in the chat didn't like you, the panel. You know what? You went in our thing yesterday on my, somebody came on my channel yesterday and came up on the platform and tried to take a shot at you while you was not there. Me and Forecast made sure we hurry up and put them in a place. Don't say nothing about you. Just for the record, I want you to know we defend you just like we defend anybody else. So don't thank you on the panel where people don't like you. We hurry up and put that person in a place for trying to come at you and you weren't there to not to defend yourself. I just wanted to let you know that. Now you're the mic.
Thank you for that. But all I'm saying is, I'm not saying, I agree. The later part of his life, he recognized and realized something. But go back to what you were saying about his father. That's what I'm talking about. That's what the influences came from. And yes, his father, they were Boule. They were Boule. And why do you think he has a white man's name, Martin Luther King? So that is as Boule as you're going to get. Martin Luther. So once you do research deeply into more about how big of influence his father was upon his life and his experiences, it seemed like every Black man in America, not every, I can't say every because some just can't stand the white bitches, okay? Some just can't stand
That's what's
white
up,
bitches.
like bro. She said it.
But there are a large majority of our brothers out here that experience, just like Martin Luther King. Don't think I'm telling you they experience with these white bitches that you were talking about. And it's a historic thing that maybe a lot of men don't want to discuss or come forward about, but it's the truth. It's the foundation of why we are in this situation, and it happens time and time again to us. This is not the first rodeo. This is not the first rodeo that we've been through. In ancient times, we went through it. In ancient times, we went through it. This is why we're in the predicament we are in. Why do you think the other races came about? How do you think the other races of people come about? Out of Black and white. So the Jews, they wanted to be their own race, but they were called Jews. The only reason why they're Jews is because they left Spain, went to Germany to wash out the wash out the Blackness in them from the Moors. And now they call themselves Jews. like they're a separate people, because they want to still get that. They really envy us. They really envy us.
All right.
It's just it's ludicrous. How can we trust or believe anything and that we're given from this media, from the news media, or from TV, from Hollywood? We were given Martin Luther King. The name is not his real name. It's obvious. It's obvious his father was behind the whole setup. And I'm just saying, he experienced, and people's experience influence him. And we're talking about the guy that got accused by he dates white women. See, what makes you think Martin Luther King was any different than this dude? The average black man experience in America. This is what it's going to be like. This is why we see it today. We see actors. Matter of fact, the videos that you showed with the one that played in what was it? You put them together on the same. They were in the same movie together. They both had white women. Majority of the actors seem like young actors these days, they get white women, same as ball players. So what makes you think that Martin Luther King, that these leaders put before us, that the white men don't know that they backing them up and putting them up front for us to look up to? They still do the same thing today. Tariq Nasheed. He's got lots of followers, but he used to big up white women all the time and down black women. But now all of a sudden he's this pro-black leader on YouTube.
All right. And hold on, let me say real quick, because shouts out to my brother Bible Drip, you know what I'm saying, back in the chat. I think him and Bakari are gonna go fishing one day, you know what I'm saying, and they'll be good. But let me say this, because I was gonna go somewhere else, but I'm about to, like, you know what I'm saying, wrap it up. But I was gonna go on, to the the defending whatever, like Bakari was talking about earlier, but we kind of went to the Martin Luther King thing. I don't want to say nothing too much on the integration thing right now, because I already know that it's getting late, you know what I'm saying, and I want to show something positive. So if y'all got like any last words about that, you know what I'm saying, because I'm gonna show something that's at least positive to end it. But if y'all got any last words, y'all can say them like real quick, but just don't be too long, you know what I'm saying. Oni, you want to say something?
No, I ain't got nothing. I was about to step down too. So I mean, if you about to wrap up, I could I want to see what this positive stuff is.
Don't step yet. Look, I'm gonna take a long time. I ain't gonna let you get off yet. Nah, man, thank you for letting me speak on your panel, man. It was
no, I'm saying you ain't got to close. Yeah, I'm just saying of the subject that y'all was just saying, like just any final conclusions of the last subject.
I ain't got nothing else to say about that.
Okay. All right. So let me say this. Let me show this last thing, man. All
Can
right.
I say something real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
The fact that he got the name Martin Luther King should give. You see how people don't look at little details like that. That's proof enough that his father, plus his father was into. If they're into Christianity and pushing lies to our people, I'm done with this. I'm gonna stop looking at you.
Okay. All right. So all right, let me just show the last thing so we can get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? All right, so yeah, I got this from Koku. You know what I'm saying? This brother is trying to put together some kind of black thing. I don't know like who the brother is. I didn't do my research to see who he messed with or nothing like that. But I just saw, my brother Koku, so I looked into it and I saw him trying to create something as far as like, for black children or whatever.
President of Martian Blueberry. He's going to have to talk about that. A cutting-edge animation company that has made waves in the entertainment industry. Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Carl, tell us, what inspired you to co-found Martian Blueberry and pursue a career in animation? And what's a day in the life like as co-founder and president of a Black animation studio?
Well, I mean, my whole career has been about telling these very culturally specific stories and empowering more Black creatives. So, I wake up each morning with the same initiative to do everything that I can to push the culture forward into a new paradigm, where more voices can be heard and seen, for that matter. So I launched this animation company, Martian Blueberry, which is another way of saying strange fruit, based off of the popular Billie Holiday song. And yeah, our goal is to bring stories to life in a very authentic way.
Yeah, share some of the challenges that you faced and even continue to face as a Black man in the animation industry. Are we still a little underrepresented? Are we still struggling to get our voice heard on that particular playing field? And how are you able to overcome some of these challenges, Carl?
Yeah, I think, it is still really challenging. And I think there's never a lack of heroes in our stories. There's just a lack of platforms that will take the risk to tell the stories about these heroes. So I feel like the challenge is really taking something very culturally specific or taking stories about people that may come from a very specific set of circumstances and make it palpable for the entire world by exploring the humanity of these individuals. It just so happens that they're Black.
Yeah, love that. So you started somewhere in a space.
Probably went to an HBCU, Bukhari, because he's like, it just happens that they're Black.
You were inspired maybe by someone or something. What advice would you have for younger, aspiring Black animators like yourself? And of course, you want to partner that with being an entrepreneur. Are you that as well? Who are trying to break into this particular lane of the industry?
I would say develop some really tough skin. You're gonna face a lot of obstacles, and I think there's gonna be a lot of closed doors, and you'll hear a lot of no's, and you'll hear a lot of people that don't quite understand the stories that you want to tell. But I feel like we have to stick by our guns, so to speak. We have to truly, stay on course with the truth and the story and the realness of the stories that we want to tell. And we have to form almost a united front with that. So I believe that if a lot of these up and coming animators and writers can be inspired by what I'm doing, hopefully they'll inspire 100 more people.
That's right.
Each one of them. And as the old saying goes, each one teach one. So I'm hoping there's a trickle down effect that will inspire people to just tell these honest and pure stories without any compromise.
And Bwana ain't here, but that's clearly 5% right there, God. You know what I'm saying? You gotta recognize.
And develop the thick skin that it's going to take in order to endure all the way to the end.
Speaking of inspiration, I've got to ask you, what books have you read, or what books would you recommend that have really inspired you as an animator, that have inspired you as a leader? You mentioned that you're not just co-founder of your company, but you're president of your company, and presidential leadership matters. And so if you could offer our soulmates a little dose of inspiration, are there any books or are there any podcasts that you're streaming that you would recommend for folks that are aspiring to dream as big as you, if not bigger?
Yeah, one book that was really instrumental for me was a book called Shot by Shot. So if you're gonna direct, or if you want to be a storyteller at all, this is a book that you must get. It's called Shot by Shot. It's a really thick blue book, and it's going to take a while to read it. But there's just a wealth of information that you can gain from that book about storytelling, about character, understanding, why certain choices are made in terms of how a scene is directed, where you place the camera, the compositions, all of that stuff is really important. And aside from that, I would say you have access to something I didn't have when I was a kid, which was Google.
Yes.
you have every answer at your fingertips. So I would definitely look up anything that you are in question about.
Well, I'm gonna stop there because Bakari and them, like the older generation, don't know nothing about the internet. So, all right, I'm gonna do this right. 'Cause I know Oni got to go, and I want him to give.
Was that dude about to talk about the internet?
But I wanted Oni to speak on it. 'Cause I know he's right or whatever. Like positive is subjective these days, apparently. You know what I'm saying? But I want to let Lightbearer go first, and then you know what I'm saying. And we go give our closing statements with this. Like you can say what you want to say about this, and then kind of give your closing statements, and we go just be wrapping it up because it's like I know it's late for y'all, but I'm good. But it's kind of getting late, so Lightbearer, you wanna you got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was very, very interesting to me because, I'm a writer and I wrote my first book here recently and published it. But like he was saying, it is very hard out here. It is tough. But I got a lot of work to do on, improving myself as well. And but I would definitely get that brother's book. I would definitely get that brother's book. And I think that we need to do more as a people. We need to realize that they're not going to change because they're not in. We're in. So it's up to us to change. Forget about the leaders. Don't hold on to anything. Become yourself. Become the leader. Become that great person that's going to move our people forward. Don't just sit back and criticize other people because I'm probably getting really criticized. Like you said, I don't know. I don't get no feedback. I don't get anything when I do my channel. I don't get a like. I don't get anything. So I don't know how I do. But that's beside the point because I do what I do out of love and passion. Love and passion. Anything I do in my life, I'm going to live it to the fullest in love and passion for people, my people, the people that have been hurt the most, that I have had to watch and see all my life. And I'm sick of it. And I could run for president and I can be the most hated person. But you know what? I'll be running on love. And that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Lightbearer. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate you. Oni, you had any thoughts on that?
Oh, I think I saw it earlier. I mean, that's good for the brother. Good for the brother. I mean, I love it when black folk, try to do what they try to do. You know what I mean? Like, black success is good. Like you said, you ain't looking to their background, and that's the thing too. Like, I don't like me personally. If I don't, it's like the don't ask, don't tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't know if you there, if somebody's secretly doing some fuck shit, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you're doing when I don't see you. But like, if you bringing it around my child, yeah, I give a shit. Oh, I keep cursing. What the crap? I mean, yeah, I care. So it's like
It's all good. You might as well go in now. Let loose.
No, but I'm just saying, like, but like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know nothing bad about this guy. So like, and I mean. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not looking him up like that. If he produces something, I'll probably get whatever it is, if I can. And that's pretty much it. Like, I love it when black folk are doing creative stuff. And I love supporting black folk. I got so many, like, I got a library of like, I want to say like 300 books or some shit or something, right? And I probably ain't read like, like I probably got like 150 I didn't even open. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like supporting black folk is just something I do. You know what I mean? So yeah, because at the end of the day, we have to produce things, because it's like if you don't, like the way how I put it is this: if you don't produce things for your children, who will? You know what I'm saying? So if this man is, because like just even earlier today, I was giving my son some reading, and I had to give him Art of War by Sun Tzu. It's like an animated comic type thing, but it's like it's an interesting idea. You know what I'm saying? But like I also gave him I wrote a children's book, so I gave him my own children's book. And then I gave him some workbooks on some other stuff. But it's like you gotta like whatever it is that you can give somebody, and like whatever it is you can get. So I appreciate when black folk are doing productive things because that's what I believe. I believe that we all should be productive. So, props to him. Now, if you would come around, it's a trick question, and you tell me that he bragging about a white woman, F this guy. But I got all the smoke for him in the world. But like, as far as I know, he's just a regular brother doing a good thing. Props to this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna let Bakari go in, and then we're gonna, because Lightbearer got said she had a children's book. Only you have a children's book, so I want y'all to talk about that. But first, I'm gonna let Bakari, go in. So go ahead, go in, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Say everything that you want to say. Take as long as you want, and then don't even close yet. And then just say everything you want to say, though.
Nah, don't make him say everything you want to say. He's gonna keep you up.
No, that's why I told. That's why I'm asking him.
Keep you up. Nah, it's gonna be another 3 hours. I'm about to.
Hey, he's
I
scared.
need some beauty sleep. I'm not like you guys. I need some beauty sleep. Otherwise, I'm gonna turn too yellow. You know what I'm saying?
All right, yo. So only a matter of fact, Bakari, I don't know how long you want to take. Shit, Only and Lightbearer say their books first or
I
after.
was gonna take long.
Let him talk.
I only was scared I was about to go in on the tethers because I told him there was a couple of FBA people in the chat and I'm gonna go in. He was putting, man, why you turning on me?
Yo, they turn on you quick though, man. You see that though, right, man? That's why I tell you, man. When these white folks get him a wake up call, I say, come back to our side. You know what I'm saying? Come back to the side of the tether. I wanna take your style.
Well, no, that's a good thing. As a matter of fact, Lightbearer sent me her email. So I have to get her. She showed me where I could get her book. So I've already let her know I'm going to order her book because I got to order some more books. It's going to be in a couple of weeks when I order some more when I get some more children books. So I'm going to get her book and I'm going to get Only books. I'm going to get a few of them so I can hand out to our youth. That's a good thing to do. Books. We need to give books. We need to start reading at a young age, man. We need to start our children reading at a young age because if you look up our illiteracy rate, man, it's we are better than what we are doing. I'll just leave it at that. And I know sometimes situations are tough, but whatever, we have to be able to chip in. I had this brother he's in Rochester, New York. He used to live down here. He moved back to New York, right? And we sitting down talking, and he looked at me and he's like, hey man, you with that Black Power stuff? I'm like, yeah. He like, me too. And just out of nowhere, I hadn't seen him in a minute. We chopping it up, and he just said, you with that? And like, yeah, me too. Like, man, niggas can't read. I'm like, huh? It was funny the way he said it, but it's not funny. So think about this, man. This brother, he said he had hired. He got promoted on his job, and he was hiring. And if it wasn't from him, he said if it wasn't for me, these people wouldn't have got hired. He said he had hired 10 people. And out of that 10, all of them were black that he hired. And he said out of that 10, it was 6 people that came that couldn't read at all. But when he got them the job, he told them they were going to have to read. He said he literally had to sign their name for them. So getting books, the dude got books, Only got books, Lightbearer got books. So getting these books and getting them out to our youth when they're young, that's great. So that is something we have to promote. Reading. We have to be able to read because just imagine if those were white people that those brothers went to looking for a job and can't read. You understand? They wouldn't have a job now. But that brother told them they had to learn. But he said they was going through the process of they had to learn how to read. So he had started to help them implement a program. So now that they already have the job, they won't, lose their job. So, because they can't read, because he went in and hired them. So, and then that's a good thing. But this is something we have to push more to our youth, so we can know how, so we can be better, so we can live up to the greatness that we are, And on that
let me back you up, my non-tether brother. Some white, some Chinese girl, she's like running like schools, young kids, and she's talking about how she knew it was a new generation when instead of being called mommy accidentally or mom accidentally, she was called Alexa. So like some of these kids are being raised by Alexa. You know what I'm saying? Just an FYI. So yeah, we got to be serious about our children and our young adults and we got to be serious. We got to get serious. That's it.
She do.
All right, so Lightbearer, show us your book again. You were showing your
Yeah,
book
this
and
is
tell us about
my
your book.
book.
I'm gonna try to figure out how to put it up there.
Can you see it? I'm sorry. This is it. Yeah. The Star You Are, and I'm gonna show you some pages. Again, pages. It's talking about in the beginning the child within, how you came from the stars, you come from above. And mom and dad there, how mom and dad prepared for you and stuff like that. And your nature, talked about your nature, tailored purpose in life. And then it talks about your astrology, because you are a star, right? So it goes through the Aries, Taurus, and so on, so on. It goes all the way through the astrology. All through the astrology. And then it talks about responsibilities, helping out, emotions. It talks about mom and dad, how they're raising their children to think about what they do and how to make better choices and why we make better choices. Meditation to deal with your emotions, to keep yourself grounded. Being in your higher self, how your energy and how that corresponds with your daily life. Keeping yourself balanced, male, female. When it's time to, in your life, using your mind, making the great choices in your life, decisions, what's right for you, taking care of yourself, being respectful of yourself, and also your higher self, lower self, and striving to be always walking in your higher self, even though your lower self is your experience, and through your experience, you be able to learn to do better in life. How your mind works, your brain, your left, right brain. Totem, your animal totem, understanding animal totems. It teaches them the basics of animal totem, like the great characteristics of, the elephant, the lion, virtues. And then at the end, I have a little thing from thought. And God is the mind and the soul and the matter. All things by eternity, by thought. Not the end, only the beginning. That's towards the end of the story. But yeah, I put this forth as a metaphysical book for children, because we have a lot of metaphysical books for adults, and we needed something for children that are conscious, aware of themselves as well. We're always going to need things for children. Children, we start with the younger generation. We make sure they know they're able to read, not just in English, but I also want to do books in other languages as well. And That's just my goal, is to, it's important that, going through it with my daughter, she's 7 years old and she's just learning to read, right? So it is a struggle, but it's something that we can get through, and we can help many adults as well become self-knowledgeable about themselves and love themselves, as well as get them to learn how to read in this language, and it's just it's a lot of challenges ahead of us as a people.
Hey, let me ask Library a question. Hey, what age range is that book?
It varies. It varies. I wrote it with a lot of sight words, so that's where you begin, sight words. So I got a lot of sight words in there, but I also have some other words that are probably going to be a little bit higher. But I say all ages, all age ranges. This is pretty much an all age range. But they didn't break it down like I had expected it to be broken down into small sentences. It wasn't able to be done with the amount of pages I did. But it's a lot of sight words. I wrote it in a lot of sight words because I was teaching my daughter how to read at the same time, and through that, I got the idea of putting in a lot of sight words, because that's how people learn to read, is with those sight words. That's how she learns how to read.
No, yeah, that's really good, Library. And I'll put Library channel in the chat for anybody y'all subscribe to her. And I would say, is there a way to get the book or whatever?
Yeah, you can go to barnesandnoble.com, or you can go to amazon.com. You can find it right on amazon.com.
All right, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and maybe you can put it in the back chat, and I'll put it in the chat if you want to. And while Oni, because I know Oni got to go to sleep, so let Oni, because you got multiple books, so promote all your stuff, but definitely talk about your children's book.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, I'll just, I'm sure I'll be quick. Children's book is straight up. I think it's called "I Can Be a Nation Builder," and it's just about black kids, or black, just the different occupations that black folks should pursue in order to get serious about nation building. Before that, obviously, I got the Pro Black Compendium. That's where my name is from. Pro Black Perspectives from the Pro Black Compendium, which was a book I did a minute ago, about just different things that black people can be doing, or different knowledge that we should be privy to, different people, different autobiographies, that kind of stuff. And then I think the last thing I could say is I got the Book of Power. That's my latest book. For the pandemic, I thought it was going to be a nice seller, but pandemic slowed stuff down. But that's basically a bigger collection of works from across the the Pan-African thought, as well as some that I've written. So you could get your Martin Delaney, you can get your Dessalines, you can get your Carlos Cooks, and so on and so forth. So, and of course, your Marcus Garvey, and Julius Nyerere, and so on and so forth. So, you get your African. Like, it's just a really big book, like 500 plus pages, on in big print, no less. Not big print, but like in a big size. So like 14 by 8, like 14 by 9 inches type stuff, but like you just get you get that, and it's like you're good, in terms of setting you for the history. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Those are my 3 books, and they're good stuff, and I appreciate the little shout out. And of course, you got ripped off. He says that he got a book series. I want to know.
I was about to say that. I was about to say, put it in the chat. And only you are. And by the way, shout out to all the moderators. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't be blocking nobody. And I want that. You know what I'm saying? And only you a moderator, so you could put your link in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely got to shout y'all out. I'll be seeing the trolls, and you notice like when you ignore them, they go away or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But so only you could put your links in the chat to your books, and that was a good idea about whatchamacallit. Now Bakari then ran off the jump because he knew I was about to go in on him before he went closed
I
out.
saw that. I was like, what? Chill.
Yeah, he done
You know?
ran on it. Hey, look, Oni, and the
He's gonna
reason
run.
why, hey, look, Oni, the reason why, like you see Bakari now, he be agreeing with everything I say. You just need a little bit more time, and you'll start being like Bakari because he losing a lot of that energy he had like maybe a year ago. It just took Bakari just a little bit hard headed, so it took a little bit longer. Okay, so
My head is made out of steel, man. You ain't coming through to me.
Bakari thought the same thing, but that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? It just the truth gets through even still, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Because as you know, when Europeans said what an atom is mostly empty space. So even still is mostly empty space, right? According to Europeans, right?
I believe nothing they say, man. I think out of they obviously got no empty space.
All right, so yeah, I'll put the link back in the chat. I'm gonna let so he tried to come back as Inswa the Mailer. All right, what's up, Bakari? I'm gonna let you go ahead and close out. Oh yeah, go ahead and you ain't promote HBCUs at all tonight, so that's what you got to promote, Bakari. Go ahead and promote HBCUs.
We weren't talking about. You know what? I beat you. I beat you, and you got ripped off up so bad last night, man. I thought you had enough, but we weren't talking about that. But anyway, this is what I want to say to the book writers on the panel, and to you got ripped off for his wife. With any of y'all, when y'all do y'all next child book that you do, one thing I've learned from giving out these books, do a coloring book. Because all the parents that I've given books to, they say they're 3-year-olds, they're really interested. 2, 3-year-olds, they're interested, they want to read, but they are more interested when they can get that crayon and start drawing and start coloring in that book. 4-year-old, yeah, I'm saying if y'all have the time, the next time, if y'all can do a coloring book, do some coloring books because they say they're good.
But
Yeah,
let
they
me
say
add that for you guys. So if you got it's actually pretty easy now to do a coloring book if you use the artificial intelligence. You know, they don't always make perfect drawings, but you can, for pretty cheap, you can get the computer to just make a bunch of coloring drawings that you can just put together in a book. And there's a lot of white folk that do that. Like right now, they just like do for bugs and shit, bugs and stuff. So if you really if you want to do it, you can pretty much you can do it in a day. So
Ani, are you talking about the what they call it? It's like a iPad, and it's specifically for drawing.
No, Mid-Journey. So basically, you get the computer. No, you can tell the computer draw Marcus Garvey in a coloring book style, and they will give you several drawings of Marcus Garvey in like a thick black writing with like white background, and you could just say which one you like, and the computer will do it for you. And like it, depending on what application you use, you do have to pay maybe like $10 a month, and you could just pay once, just pay for the first month and just do it all that time. But so I wouldn't do it without paying, obviously, because that could cause you some legal trouble. But you could pretty much churn out a coloring book in 2 seconds. Now, brother's just telling me that because what happens in my book, like all of the drawings in my book were done by a computer in like the course of like 3 days, like I just did the extra writing on top of it, but I mean it's a little bit more difficult because like a human would do a consistent drawing style, and in my book the computer does a different drawing style for each, and it didn't have to, but that's how it came out. So I can say that definitely if you want to do a coloring book, like that's something that you could do in like 2 seconds if you wanted to.
Okay, Lightbearer, I put a number in the chat for you.
Yeah.
Call that number. I gave it to Oni.
I don't know if Oni ever got his. I don't know if they're still in contact with him, but hopefully they are, because they let everybody can put their books in there. You might have to send it to them and let them go through it. Especially the owner. But yeah, that's a black-owned bookstore. That's one of the stores. Yeah, that's actually where I get most of my books from. It's from that lady. She's real, and she's real Afrocentric. And it's a black on her. Yeah, it's Meadow Bookstore is the name of it. Meadow, MEDU.
In Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah, that's in Atlanta. Yep. And I go to another one called Nubian Bookstore in Atlanta. And he said he'll let his so he can get there in there too. So I just wanted to say, because that's where I get my books, but I'm going to order y'all books. I'm going to order several of those books. When you got ripped off, when your wife finished, you make sure you let me know when she finished so I can purchase some books, so I can give these books out to the children. Because reading, I'm going to say this, then I'm going to go look. I remember my mama was talking to me one time, you know, they from the 20s, and we were talking about education. My mom was born in 27. You know, she said the biggest thing for education from them, what they wanted to do was learn how to read, write, and count. If you know how to read, write, and count, people can't steal from you. So that was the biggest thing for education. And now I see in 2023, when that brother told me in Rochester, how a lot of our people is struggling to read, then we look up and look out at the black illiteracy rate. We have to start pushing this on our children right now. Read. They have to know how to read. On that note, I yield the mic. Thanks for letting me speak. It was good being on the panel with.
You got away today, because I was gonna go on because you was backtracking a little bit when I like Oni's gonna learn eventually, like, but you was learning, but then you backtrack, and I ain't like that. But you got away today, so I'm gonna let it go.
What are you? I don't have no idea.
When we was talking about like the coons and stuff, he was like, yeah, like I like how you was talking the other day, but then he was like, well, now you kind of got scared and started backtracking and
no. What I was doing was I was talking about how two arguments was conflated. They conflated what I said to that argument, but I also understand, yes, they're attacking a black man, but my argument was we can't continuously to say, oh, he dated a white woman, so it's okay for him to be killed on TV.
Right. Yeah.
So you Michael Jackson, get out of here. I thought
Michael Jackson
moonwalking like a mother.
Hey, you know the song dancing.
How am I moonwalking? That was my point. I'm against that action. I am absolutely against
man. That's how you moonwalking.
I don't hate Martin Luther King, just for y'all to know. I don't hate Malcolm X. I don't hate none of them. They were just used. You know, I understand that, but I don't have no hate towards and he's like you said, he's an ancestor today. They're all ancestors of ours. And I do not hold no I think we have to change things. It's up to us. It's in our lap. He did at the end of before they murdered him, he did recognize that he did the bidding of the white man by integrating us. And he felt like he was powerless, you know. And, you know, he was pretty much in his own mind, you know, not leaning on those who led him into making these decisions for us, you know. So I hold nothing against Martin Luther King anymore, but I do still feel the pain of us integrating and losing ourselves and our identity. And I see the destruction of our communities, of our people, and it's just painful. You know, it's just painful. It is a reality, and it hurts. You know. So.
Yeah, I understand. And during that time, you know, it was people that agree with him, people that was against him, and people that was for. And you like, I understand. And it was, but and I want to say this real quick before we go, because Oni is right. I thought I was watching like the Bucharest performance in 1992 of the moonwalk just now Bakari did. So I agree with you on that one, Oni.
All cut me up. What moonwalk? That's what I said. That's what we said Saturday. I'm against that action. I'm against that action.
I hear it.
I'm not gonna sit and say I'm not gonna do a Google search to see if the brother is dating a white woman after I see somebody kneeling on his neck for 9 seconds. Like if I'm out there and I see white people beating a black person down, am I gonna take my time to pull out my phone while he getting beat? Brother, what's your name? So I can ask you your name to make sure you're okay for me to help. No, I'm against that action. I'm against the action of that woman lying on that dude. But hey, it is what it is. It's not as what I was talking about, but I am against that action too. And hopefully that brother learned his hopefully he learned his lesson.
Annie is not okay, Bakari, apparently. So, you know what I'm saying? It's
Who is
okay. Never mind.
You got me with that one, man.
No,
You got me with that one.
and Billie Jean like, Annie, is you okay? I'm assuming Annie is a white girl, you know what I'm saying? So
It might be, but I don't but my thing is, like I said, I am absolutely against that action, man. We got to be against the action, seeing our people getting killed like that all the time, seeing this stuff happen. That's why it continues to happen. And they show it for a reason, and they make it public for a reason. Look how this dude allegedly in that white skank done already recanted. You have already heard more about him than you did the dude that owned it, than the white dude that started the UFC, and they literally got him on film slapping his wife. But you have heard more about the black dude who didn't do nothing than you heard about him. So yes, they do this for a reason. They do it, in my opinion. They do it to keep us stuck. They do it to keep us a little shook. So in order to get out of that, like, I got to be against that damn action. I'm against all the action.
Let go of the coons, like you said. We got to let go of the coons because they're holding us down by keeping us focused on the white man. If we're away from the coons, then our minds out of sight, out of mind, and we can move on and do what we need to do to lift ourselves up and build for ourselves. But as long as they still inviting them to our cookouts and we still have to look at them, it gets tough.
Right.
You're right, Bakari. I agree with Bakari.
Yeah, I don't know, like Bear. I'm gonna let Bakari off the hook. It's 12:30 now, so I'm gonna let Bakari off the hook tonight. You know what I'm saying? But man, you know,
I agree.
Only you saw the dancing, didn't you, Oni? It was a dancing machine.
You said 12 o'clock.
I ain't paid for tickets.
Hey, he said 12 o'clock at night he gonna let me off the hook. That's when I put them on that big shark hook last night. They still on it.
You saw
black and white. I think he said it don't matter, right?
It don't matter if you black or white. I think I heard Bakari saying that.
He said that, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Hey, Taylor, why you cracking them jokes now? When the FBI and ADOs come at you, don't be coming to me. Man, you got my back. No, See why you cracking them jokes?
I know you ain't got my back.
I'm the only one that had a tip.
See, Bakari talking about we are the world, you know what I'm saying? You know, all of that stuff. But all right, Bakari.
All I really want to know.
Why y'all talk about it? Well, never mind. I ain't gonna go. That's a whole nother thing. I gotta get off of here, y'all, because we got 3 hours. So thank you, Lightbird, for coming through. Thank you, Oni. Y'all go support their links. They was in the chat. Let me say real quick, Oni Joan, because I showed I showed Lightbirds. And so y'all get it. And Bakari ran again, Oni.
So Oni's the pro-black perspective.
Yeah, subscribe to Oni's channel. I'll put it in the chat too.
Yeah, I did.
I put Lightbird's channel in the chat, and this is the Lightbird's.
I'm already following Bakari.
And my brother Black Magus give us an update about his wife's books. So I appreciate y'all. Shouts out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we gonna keep falling for anything.